welcome in everybody. We have a very, very big game for us on our hands tonight. Valorant NECC Grand Finals of Champions Northeast Division. St. Clair College taking on Fisher College. This should be a massive matchup. Two teams, they're familiar with each other. They have played many, many times. Rare Jobin is here to guide you guys through and cap off this NECC season.
Yeah, and honestly, we've had a lot of Valorant to cast the last 3 days. I mean, for us personally, Saints as well have had a pretty good run at things. Unfortunately, that CVAL run ends, but they've rinsed that from the mind. They've had a nice day to relax and recharge on it. Now ready to get back at it here. And of course, their playoff run has been relatively straightforward, all things considered. A 2-0 against Farmingdale, a 2-0 against Stony Brook Red, sort of getting their revenge against Stony Brook for previous encounters, we'll say. They are now in the grand finals. Of course, Fisher Navy had a little bit of a tougher go of things. Of course, first round matchup against SNHU, no problem there, but had a couple of scares against U Ottawa Garnet there. Specifically, map 2, they were up against the walls match point. They were able to bring it back, bring the series back there. So having to work a little bit harder for their work, but nonetheless, Fisher, a very strong team in their own right. They're on to losers finals or lower finals of CVAL East, I believe, and now they're going to be having to face down some of their own enemies on that front. But of course, Saints out of CVAL North. They're going to be waiting for next time, but nonetheless, that doesn't matter because it all matters about what comes down today.
Exactly, and these two teams, like I said earlier, very familiar with each other. They have traded wins and losses back and forth. The most recent history, though, St. Clair, they did end up winning 13-11 in one of those Red Bull Campus Clutch LCQs. I believe, it was Haven 13-11. Typically one of Fisher's traditional, like their best map, probably, I would say. A lot of teams would say that. The Saints end up taking it to them there. So an interesting thing about Valorant, as we said it over the weekend as well, so many things change day to day. And this being a best of 5 series, we're going to see a couple maps that we're not used to seeing. Finally, I would imagine, assuming it goes past that map 3, which I would expect it to probably be at least in that 4 or 5 map range tonight. But that's going to be the fun part. Not going to see that Haven bind descent, that typical 3 we're used to seeing every single time.
Yeah, granted, we will bring up maps on the screen right now, and looking at the order of maps is incredibly interesting as well. Now, obviously, you'll see it is bind and icebox banned out. That icebox ban was courtesy of Fisher, and bind banned away by St. Clair there, but the first pick was from Fisher. They picked Fracture there, interestingly enough. Probably one of the maps that they're confident on if you're picking that first up, but definitely one that both of these teams have gotten a decent record on. Of course, Haven going to come second there. Fisher is 9-2 on that map specifically. They've had a great history. The only losses, of course, being to St. Clair 2 weeks ago, as well as UH Premier. Probably one of the top schools in Valorant, if anything, at least from preseason rankings. But nonetheless, you get Ascent third, you've got Breeze fourth, and then Pearl as the decider, sort of filling in that split spot that we've been missing, and we might be getting more of that come January. But nonetheless, interesting to see Pearl last there. Of note, Fisher has a 1-4 record on Pearl. So if we get to 5, it's going to be an interesting one for Fisher to try and get themselves out of that hole. On the flip side, great record for St. Clair on Pearl. So while it was sort of the last one left up, we'll see if we can even get that far, because realistically, Fisher, one of those very strong teams that, if they're on their game on one day, they'll just sweep you away. On the flip side, though, same for the Saints. These teams, both of them, very much, I think, mental teams. It's all about that mental strength going into it. We might have a decent idea of how this series is going to go after the first couple maps.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of teams in Valorant being it's a very, very streaky game one way or the other. We talk about how many games, even yesterday we saw casting some CVAL West, we see a team would be up like 6-2, end up losing the map 13-6. Somehow you wig off that 10-11 rounds in a row. We could see that happen. Saints, we thought maybe we'd see the Haven ban come through, but they did play Fisher very, very well in Haven a couple weeks ago, so maybe they went, okay, we don't necessarily have to ban this one away. They are going to ban the bind. St. Clair notoriously not been very good at bind this year. They've had a couple flashes in the pan. They've had a couple flashes in the pan, but they haven't really, had those consistent wins on bind. Pearl map 5 will definitely be the most interesting one to me. I mean, Fracture map 1, definitely going to be interesting. The Saints have played pretty well on Fracture, but Fracture we talk about, it's one of those maps. You either look like you really know what you're doing, or things can unravel very, very quickly. There's so many ways to lurk and play that map differently. So both of these teams, wonder what they've been scrimming, what they've been cooking up, because, I mean, this is a last chance NECC just for that grand final.
Exactly, and I mean, if we look at Fracture specifically, we'll look to yesterday, where for us casting at least, Alberta, they picked that map. They said this is going to be the one where we push it to map 5, and they lost 11 rounds in a row or something. Once again, it's one of those maps where either you know how to play it and you're on your game that day, or you don't know how to play it and you're not on your game per se. I think having that at map 1, though, the very least, if you're dropping that map, that's Fisher's map pick there. You say, okay, you know what, all good. We're going to go back to our own. We're going to be able to hold the line there and sort of throw down the gauntlet a little bit there. As you mentioned, Haven, one of those maps they're so confident on, just saying, you know what, we'll give you map 2. We'll say, we're giving you that, 82% win rate that you have on there. We're confident we're going to beat you again on that map. And that really shows that they are confident and ready to go for today. Going to be super excited to get this best of 5 action in.
Yeah, I think you have to be confident going into this grand final. They're running out of chances to play Valorant. We do see we are getting into Agent Select for map 1 over on Fracture here. Let's see what both of these teams are going to opt to go for here. We're going to see that Neon Hover coming through early from Fisher. It is going to end up coming through, so we're going to see something similar to that optic comp that was popularized so long ago. We see the Saints maybe looking for some kind of different approach. We see Sushi hovering on that Sage. Adam, I know you would love to see that.
Of course, it would be really interesting to see that come through. Honestly, I'm so used to us having to wait to get into game 1 that we're just right into it.
This is grand finals, man. Exciting. And they got to play 5 games maybe, so they want to
get it done quick. Of course, Fisher most likely going through finals week. We're coming up on those as well. But looking at that, main difference here is going to be Psych playing the Neon on one side. On the flip side, Sushi pulling out the Sage. Yes, I do have the soft spot for Sage, but nonetheless, mostly everything else kind of similar in that regard. Of course, there's the KO on one side. There's going to be the this Raze on the other side. Yeah, Borge going to be pulling that one out. And of course, looking at the lineup, we've got Borge, 4Tap, and Jello, Ems, and Sushi for today. Making sure that they've got the best 5 on the given day, making sure that they're going to be going at it hard. And of course, Fisher playing with their usual 5 there. Ming, Logan, Psych, Auric, and Dory. But nonetheless, here we go on to Fracture. This one's going to be real fun.
Yeah, the Saints have played pretty well on Fracture recently, but I don't know if we've seen their Fracture on stream for the last little while. We've been seeing that pretty standard 3 the last little bit here, but we're finally going to go over to Fracture here. I'm so excited. Best of 5s always have that big tense feel. You know how much is on the line. The Saints, Fisher, even though they have outplayed the Saints, probably overall this year they have the better record. They have that most recent loss kind of knocking them out of that Red Bull campus clutch. They're going to be on that path to revenge, and the Saints are going to see if they can halt that progress and claim an NECC championship.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a typical almost now 4-1 split here. You're going to put the chamber to sort of lurk around. Already going through Arcade. Psych, or going to link up for that first kill for themselves. Going to be an early pickup as well onto Sushi. The wall does get down, so at least it's going to blind stall it out. Doesn't seem like they really care too much about that wall, but now 4Tap and forced to rotate over here. You can see the flank coming in from behind on Arcade here from the side of St. Clair, but nonetheless, already a little bit too late. That plant's going to go down. Timer's on.
Yeah, timer is now going to be on Fisher. Has that 2-man advantage as well, so they're going to be set up pretty well to hold this one off. They still have that KO alive as well. Always dangerous to get that regenerating ability. Can hold a very tight angle with this Frenzy. Jello is going to check the corner. He is actually going to find that frag. Cloric had a beautiful angle. Is going to get stopped up there. A couple low HP members on the Saints there. Logan is going to pick up that 1-4 tapping. Jello on the swing. Not going to find it though. Ming going to turn and burn on there. Psycho going to wrap things up, and Fisher takes pistol.
Yeah, very clean pistol win, I want to point out. They were able to sort of play around their resources really well, make sure that they got all 5 members in through that site. And of course, with the chamber lurking, you just have so much agency to sort of hold off against one side of the flank. Yes, they did come through Trot. They came through Arcade as opposed to that, but nonetheless, it's just going to be trying to hold back, trying to pick up any of these guns if possible. Of course, always difficult to sort of beat that anti-eco on the opposite side.
Yeah, especially when they're going to bust out 3 Bulldogs to get things going nice and early there. It's going to be very, very difficult to try to win out this round. Not going to see any armor purchased just yet. These Saints, realizing they are in that anti-eco, try to take out 2 or 3 of these Fisher weapons. You're going to consider it a half-decent round for yourself. Moore's going to get work. Oh, they're going on those paint shells, though. Ming and Cloric working that 2-man game. Look at those Bulldogs, though. All 3 Bulldogs picking up a frag there. Fisher, 5v2 advantage. They're going to flood over to this B-side Psycho. Going to land a couple more shots there. Going to be a lot of low health members for that St. Clair side right now. Fisher's going to walk onto B. Should be able to find this plant. And now St. Clair, you're looking to get a kill or 2.
Yeah, they got that dog, and I'm basically picking up a couple in their own favor. They'll just sort of hide it out behind there. No place to run, and now Ems down to the Headhunters there. Of course, you can always find a couple of frags there. We'll be able to pick up 1 for the very least, but did cost them a solid 600 credits for that one. I'm just going to be looping around the opposite side, trying to dodge away from these flashes, but still, it's going to be an uphill battle at that. Just got to swing at the right times, find your shots if you can. There's going to be a double swing coming through. Cloric finds 3.
Yeah, Cloric going to wrap things up there, and that's what we talked about. Those 3 Bulldogs going to be very, very difficult to crack, especially having that full armor as well. That's just the confidence of Fisher coming out nice and early, realizing, okay, try to get this second round, get some money in our back pocket. The Saints now onto this 3rd round are going to answer with a boatload of Vandals there. Only going to be Sushi on that half armor. Had to make sure he got all that healing and all those other Sage abilities.
Wall,
exactly, yeah, had to buy the wall. Very heavy investment. But the Saints now going to try to look to get their first round of the game here, see if this full buy can put things together.
And it's one of the main things about Sage, just nerding out here a little bit. You always want to make sure that you have your wall in these situations, no matter what. Worth it to sort of stay away from that shield if necessary, but this time around, it's going to be an A push. Very aggressive moving forward. Sushi able to put down that wall. I don't believe it. Able to hit the head onto Psych there. Going to force him out, and now be a difficult push through Sands here specifically. Sushi just looking for whatever they can. Full blind here, unable to find it. Dory will link up a Ming on the opposite side. They've already executed onto the site. Now 4 tapping, and Jello going to be trying to hold the line. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Jello now in the 1v3. Has the gun advantage, but just barely. I think a couple members there might have picked up Vandals on their way through.
Yeah, we saw that early null command get popped as well, making it so difficult for the Saints to really, fight back with any utility, maybe shutting off the potential for that Sage Wall as well. Fisher gets that null command. Only 2 rounds into the game there. He's going to find that kill on Ming, using that aftershock to clear up the way. Now it's going to be that 2v1 though. Jello still going to be in for a hard spot here. Wallline going to go out trying to see if he can find this pick onto Dory. It's all in the guessing game though. Is going to receive that pop flash from the breach. Jello's still trying to see if he can make a play. It's going to be Logan to make the play though. Headhunter headshot. 3 in a row for Fisher.
Yeah, and Clorix just popped off them half already here. 7, 2, and 5 in the first 3 rounds here. Doing a great job of being sort of that entry KO in a lot of ways. Getting those flashes down and maybe making sure that they frag as well as they can. Jello doing a great job of trying to recover that round as much as possible, but nonetheless now forced back onto a little bit of a save round. Of course, these Sheriffs, these Stingers can always be, stealthily strong in a lot of ways. I think in the last couple of patches, it feels as if, these Stinger buys on the just save rounds, trying to take away some of those guns, have been really strong. So I'm curious to see if they can potentially take a decent chunk out of the economy. That's always the key. You want to try and get maybe 3 or 4, even if you are sort of meant to go down in that situation. Going to be firing from on top of Generator. You're not going to be able to clear that one out. Sushi on that wall, forced all the way off. It'll be difficult to hold that line. Everyone's fallen already like flies. It's going to be a 5v1 on site there, and it's down to Jello once again.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it. Fisher absolutely hitting that B site with everything they had in that kitchen sink. They're going to end up taking over that flawless. The Saints weren't really on that much of a buy, but what little buy they had is now going to be gone to the wayside. We're going to see Ems now going to try to pick up that operator, be a little bit of that glass cannon, see if he can try to get these Saints on the board, at least get a couple rifles out of the hand of Fisher. Fisher, they haven't really been punished in any of these rounds. The Saints, only 5 total kills through 4 rounds, and I mean, do the math on that one. You're not going to have a very high success rate.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got 5 total kills and you weren't able to clean out the round afterwards, that generally leads to that situation. Of course, flawless round for there. Not really much to fight up against there, but now Ems with this operator, they're trying to peek through A here, but look at this. Once again, it's a little bit of an odd strategy where they're sending 3 through Dish. I think that's the major difference between what's happened recently in terms of Dish being a little bit more accessible for multiple members of push through there. It's like already going to find one, finds a second one on the rope. You can already see the Saints are marching in, but to their demise, unfortunately, it's like going to be able to... Oh, gets cut down there by Borge as they turn that one around, but Ems just smoked off here. It is so difficult to play the chamber in this situation when you don't have any angles to hold. Be a little bit harder to peek through as well, but already poor Falcons just posted up, holding so many different angles. There's 3 Saints to potentially clear this one up, though. It's not a chance at the very least.
You definitely have a chance. It's going to be very tricky, though. They're going to play these breach lineups. They have that KO alive as well. It's just going to be so difficult to crack this defense. They have this crossfire held perfectly. So they're going to wall off the one side, though. Spray comes through. Borge going to trade out Ming there. KO Nate is going to come in, though, try to stall this fuse as long as possible. Paint Shell's going to go out from Borge. Not going to find as much as he was looking for. The Dory getting ready to find the swing. M's going to find one on the operator, but you hear that spike ticking down. It's going to end up popping off there. Fisher, 5 in a row to kick off this grand final.
And a better effort coming through from the Saints this time around, but just a little bit difficult for them to sort of keep their bearings about them. It just seemed as if they weren't expecting 3 members to go through Dish in that situation, but overall, still a little bit of a challenge in that situation to sort of play it out. Nonetheless, as you can see, taking the timeout, taking a little bit of time to breathe, see what exactly they could do. Now, just got to sort of regroup here. Timeout call just to make sure that they can sort of calm down a little bit, rest the nerves a little bit, especially you've got a long night ahead of you. 5 rounds in the grand scheme of things, not a huge deal.
Yeah, exactly. And Hybrid knows, we know with this team, we talked about it every single game, they can be very streaky. You want to kind of get ahead of the 8 ball here. You don't want to let it get to maybe 7-8-0. Have that, you don't want to get demoralized too early, although you said it is a very long night. You start off, maybe you go 0-9 or something in the first half, something crazy. If things really get out of hand and they spiral, then you maybe look at, okay, we're going to be down 0-1 going into map 2, especially, we know Haven, the Saints did beat Fisher last time on Haven, but I don't think they want to bet all the money they have that they're guaranteed to take that map off Fisher. Fracture is definitely one of those more coin flippy maps in this series. You really want to make sure you at least put up a fight so far. You got to at least try to take a round or 2 here and stop this run.
And once again, Fisher picking up the Fracture in this situation, this is their map pick. Realistically, Haven going to the Saints side, if they're feeling confident on that map, you want to try and keep your map, keep serving that one. Granted, putting it at map 2, a little bit risky there. If they're able to take this map, take the Saints map there with a haven that they're known to do well on, maybe get put in the hole a little bit there, but nonetheless, just trying to hold serve for the time being. That's what it's all about. You just need to try and do what you can on the map. At least show that you're going to be competitive in this series, and that's not expected to be a blowout. Granted, Psyche has just been on their aim thus far. Same with Clair, finding a couple frags early now for tap and force the back off. Granted, this wasn't much of a cohesive buy anyways. It was more so just a mental break. We'll say that as they find 2. Ems finds the headhunter through the wall.
Yeah, tapping on that battle stinger as well in this short corner, seeing what he can make heads or tails of this one. Logan, though, gonna walk over to this A site. A site gonna be completely wide open here. Be that late rotation from St. Clair, but Fisher should be able to get this spike down. A couple pop shots there to maybe dissuade those Saints members from walking through that spike. Now gonna make its way onto site. Ems, though, is on this tour de force. Finds the angle, maybe a little bit of a rush shot there, thinking the moment might have gone away there. Sheriff shots ringing through those boxes. Sushi not gonna quite find anything. They spot one up top. Sushi still trying to find those Sheriff tags. Not gonna hit home with anything quite yet. Logan holding this crossfire, maybe waiting for Ems to swing through. Ming going to fall to tapping the Saints. They have the man advantage. They're gonna use that orbital strike to space things out. Logan, though, going to find that kill over onto Ems. Now into this 2v2. Logan still holding things down. This timer on this spike just getting lower and lower with each passing moment. Tapping gonna get ripped up by the aftershock there too. Logan finds the first. Tapping has 3 on the round, all onto Dory to stop this defuse. Tapping, he's gonna have to at least stick the half. He's gonna try to go for the hole. Dory finally gonna check, and he's gonna find that spray through the box. And Fisher, 6 rounds in a row to kick things off.
And finally, a cohesive effort pushing back the opposite way. I think with the weaponry that they had, they did a great job of taking at least a chunk out of the economy. Yes, you can see the wallet steal feeling rather confident there. Dory clutching that one out. Gonna be rolling in, though, potentially just upping people, tossing them a rifle or 2 in that situation. But nonetheless, now this is the full buy coming through from the Saints. This is where you want them to try and turn things around, because now you've had your timeout. You were able to get a really good round on a Thrifty, effectively, and now you just need to push forward to try and get it back in your favor. It really just comes down to the strategy, and I think the early frags, that's the important part. Every single time it seems as if Fisher are first on the scene. They're able to find a couple of kills for themselves, and that is what is changing the pace of the game. Fisher even going to be dropping down that tour de force this time around. Find some off shots for themselves.
Yeah, and the one problem is it's the aggression of Fisher that maybe has caught the Saints flat-footed. Maybe they're not quite ready. Fisher, a couple of those rounds pretty much just blitzkrieg the site, throw everything they have at it. Borge gonna set up there, but Sushi is gonna be the one to pick off Logan. That's gonna be tour de force out of play for the time being, or at least for this round rather. Fisher gonna be at that slight disadvantage. Now if you're St. Clair, you really have to hunker down, and you really have to at least play for trade. This is a round you really want to have, but Dory, though, has other ideas. Gonna take out Borge. Oh, the ADS. Psycho gonna pick up one more. Has been so strong. No command and orbital strike for Fisher are going to get invested as well. They're gonna hit this B site with everything they have, see if they can catch these Saints lacking.
So it just comes down to what the execute is on the second half of this. You know, taking a couple shots as Ems through the box, man, it's just going to get sprayed down through the smoke as well. So challenging to push that one forward. Going forward tap, and the Beard Bro is going to have to try and figure something out in this situation, just because given over a lot of pressure. They got that early frag, but unfortunately, too many members breaking through that wall sort of caught the Saints off guard there. Tapping, though, with the Brimstone lineup, they're going to make a big move at the very least. Is spotted out. It just depends on how many angles they're able to swing through, how many angles they're able to hold. Tapping goes down, and Dory cleans up the last one. Jello gonna fall, and that's 7 for Fisher.
Yeah, Dory finding 3 that round for Fisher there. They are now up to the 7-0 lead. They had that Neon ultimate in that back pocket as well. Psycho has been so strong on the Neon, and that's what we talk about with these fracture comps. That Neon is such an important part, especially starting on that attacking side. You gotta have the man with the bravery to get in there, able to hit those shots. Psycho has been finding kill after kill so far. Now we're gonna see if he's able to unleash with that death laser, try to cut down these Saints. The Saints, though, they do have that Sage Res in the back pocket. They have a couple nice ultimates to play with, but when you look at the economy, they're still in a pretty dire spot right now. So this is going to be prey to take a couple rifles off Fisher. Or it's really Paintshell's, though, might be able to find some tags, but Fisher going to get out of the way just in time.
And they sprint through. That's the thing about the Neon. She changes the pacing of the game. She's going to just run through all of these, paint shells and everything. Doesn't really have to worry. Tapping going to be going down next. Next member on the block is able to find the head taps there. Won't be able to collect another one, but oh my goodness, just like that, the round is over. Fisher flying forward aggressively. That's 8 in a row.
Yeah, look at Cloric, 12, 3, and 8 through the first 8 rounds so far. That is an extremely strong game out of your KO. And Psycho, we talked about it, being that lead man to kind of get on site, pop those stuns, catch these Saints off guard. And that St. Clair just they have to try to find this round. I think if you go down 9-10 nothing in the first half, theoretically, yes, you could come back, but you're going to be in for a very, very tall task. This is an excellent team in Fisher. They're not really going to make a lot of mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves that often. You're going to have to find some way to outplay these guys. M's going to have to find value on this operator and try to salvage something out of this first half.
And I mean, going to be in a little bit of an aim duel here against Logan here. If he's able to find that shot, unfortunately not. He'll be able to get up to safety at the very least, but it's really tough when you can't get that opening kill, especially on the chamber. Want to try and win that 1v1. Fortappen, though, going to collect Dory. Sight going to be taken down as well. Fortappen with a couple already in the inventory, but now going back the other way. Chloric, Ming going to be able to find kills of their own. Ming finds a second. Going to be the res coming down onto Fortappen, trying to bring this Brimstone back up. Will be able to survive. Logan not able to find a spray. And now it's a 2v2 here. The overall strength to stall out, but Ming finds another kill for himself. Is now 1v1 though. M's the operator with the headhunter is going to be looking for Logan. Chamber v chamber, exactly the 1v1s that we're looking for. The gentleman's agreement.
Exactly. Fisher, 55 seconds left in this round as well. Both teams trading those 4 frags. M's somehow going to escape that line of sight of Logan. Couple shots with that Vandal ringing off next to his head. M's trying to hold this short angle with the operator. Is he going to find the timing? He is going to. That is a massive round. Going to finally get on the board for St. Clair College. Fisher now with that 8-1 lead. A big round for St. Clair nonetheless. At least you had to put a little bit of stunt in Fisher's momentum there. But you still have a long way to go if you want to get back in this.
And I mean, we hear them, they're getting that energy back just a little bit, saying, yeah, you know, we needed that round win, just a moral victory as well. M's going to be keeping that operator really good. Of course, the economies, they're in good shape still. They're not in the worst of situations, but nonetheless, now, you know, Fortappen going down to some of these sort of cheesy devices here, going to be sitting in the smoke, looking to be that judge, executioner, everything of the like as well. Fine for themselves, but once again, it's like just so fast running in here, able to find every single entry as quickly as possible. It's all about the timing. Valorant's a game where you need to know your timings, it feels like, at all times, and in this situation, it's like already on site. Fortappen hiding away here with the judge, able to find it. Unfortunately, Jello able to trade it out. Jello finds 2 on site here. Now all of a sudden, numbers advantage once again for the Saints. This is how they won last round. They were able to keep the numbers in their favor. Gotta keep that trend going.
Yeah, you have to play for trades. You can't let Fisher go 2 for 0, go 2 for 1 even. You have to try to make things even. Ming be down in tunnel here, trying to see what's left. He's got 2 other teammates over on this A site. He's going to see if he can wreak havoc on this backside, though. Let's see if any of these Saints are aware of Ming working in the shadows here
as well.
Yeah, Ming going to try to follow up here, see if he can chase these teammates. He's going to hear some footsteps over to that left side, though. It'd be this St. Clair rotation over to this B side. Looks like Fisher rotating the same way. A little bit of a split, though, in the middle from those Saints, trying to wait. Ming gonna drop those smokes, try to buy himself some time. He does have that spike, though, so this plant more than likely gonna come down on this B site, and it will.
That's all about the retake now. Fault line does land there. Aftershock, though, not going to be in the right spot. You know, there's 2 plant spots on Fracture. It feels like it's behind that wall. Of course, behind the boxes. So not going to get that one right. Even if they read that one out, Orbital Strike going to come down as well. Borge able to find one. Ems finds the second. Now it's all down to Dory. Has to clutch this one out again. Is able to find a second kill for himself. Will be able to find a third. Dory's got that dog in him. Going to keep it held down. Fisher find another round. Yeah, and look how evenly spaced these kills that are coming for Fisher College. 3 of these members going to be at 9 kills already. 2 of these members, Chloric and Psycho, already hitting that double-digit mark. We are still just in that first half. This is the definition of a team effort right now. St. Clair, they haven't really found an answer for this Fisher attack yet. And with this economy, I'm not sure they're going to end up finding an answer in this half. So I'll tell you what, you better have some kind of plan on offense if you're St. Clair. Because not that you want to look to the second half just yet, but at the very best, you're looking at a 9-3. And even then, you're going to have to win 5-6 rounds in a row at some point in this game, and it's going to come down to that attacking side. Yeah, and I think the biggest problem at this point, it feels, is just Fisher just have a read on what they want to do. They've got this attacker mindset already, and you know, Fracture, an attacker-sided map. Is it a 9-1 attacker-sided map? I don't know if we want to put it that way. They've been quite dominant this side, but of course St. Clair still have that agency back the opposite way. Granted, not with the Neon, with the Sage, as opposed to that potentially being able to hold some different angles, have some different setups. There's some really nice walls that you can put on offense on A just to get onto site as quickly and easily as possible. So you just have to clear out one side of it. Now going on this B site here, just keeping the tour de force offline for as long as possible. Psych has already made their way up to tower. Execute. Absolutely bloodless pacifist run, so to speak. Nonetheless, still going to be a challenge for the Saints to get back on here. They've had so much trouble retaking B.
It's also tricky too when you have that KO. You can basically neutralize that Sage. You send Psycho. Psycho can get onto site every single time. Whenever that null command is active, Sage is basically offline the first 15 seconds of that round. And Psycho, that's all the time a Neon needs. That is more than enough time for a Neon to get in there, get those stuns going, and at least open some space on that site to get those teammates on. St. Clair, they're gonna have to play some retake here. Borge, Grim Stim with that stinger, seeing if he can go find this kill in tower. He's gonna find the spray down. Nade's gonna come out. He will end up finding that first kill. Ems on that tour de force, taking out Ming at the same time. Neon Ultimate gonna go live. Ems gonna whip that first shot. He will find a kill, but Borge and Jello linking up for a pair. Dory once again trying to be the man to clutch. He will finally get killed. Will the defuse come through in time? 2.57 seconds. It will. The Saints win a much needed second round.
And honestly, really good for them to sort of collect some of these rifles at the end of it. Ems was always going to be able to up and buy themselves anything. It's only going to be Jello who's sort of sitting on this economy looking at it and being like, oh, we'll scrape together something. You know, they've got the Vandal that you have at home, the Spectre, you know, just trying to do whatever they can in that situation. And granted, yes, it is still full buys coming through from Fisher, but, you know, I don't know how much we believe in curses anymore. But
after yesterday, I do not.
There's potential. There's a world. It's possible. I mean, if anything, it's the 4-0 curse. That's the one that.
Yeah, true.
Nonetheless, you know, maybe the curses don't work in collegiate so much so as anything else. But Borge all the way in the back, gonna get shut down early. Jello though able to trade that one up. That was just the one thus far. Early trades at least going relatively even in terms of the health as well. Now the pace slows down, and this is the power of Fracture. You have so many different ways to get onto these sites. You have so many ways to rotate around, especially with that Neon, and now it's like a little bit of a lurk.
A little bit. Oh. This operator looking to see if he can find anything, trying to check if anyone running over on that dish side of things. Sushi underneath drop as well. Both of these teams now at a standstill, a much different change of pace what we're used to. Fisher, maybe because Fisher got that one kill trade out, they went, okay, let's take the foot off the gas for a couple seconds here. Chloric go. Send out that suppress, see if you can find anything. Not going to get any tags though, but I assume they're going to realize a couple Saints are going to be here. The Rolling Thunder is going to come through for Fisher. It's going to be that A execute now. That trademark going to get popped as well. Ems now waiting for one of these members to walk through that double Neon wall, trying to buy them a little cover. They are going to back up for a second. That Molly going to at least stall things out for a second. The Saints have time to get over here. Four tapping is going to find that first one. Traded immediately out by Chloric though. Saints still trying to go. Chloric good for 3. Sushi and Ems good for 2 apiece, so or rather that last 2 kills. Saints are going to take 2 in a row, 9-3 to end off this first half.
Switching
2
sides.
desperately needed rounds, keeping Fisher off double digits, but they still have a very, very large hill to climb.
Yeah, they're going to be putting together the summoning circle saying, any Valorant gods you are out there are going to be circling around the spike there. Let us get back into this one. Let's believe in the curse this time around because they're the ones who would benefit from it. Nonetheless, Ems ending up neutral in the half, and I think that's going to be a key part of this. Ems has always been one of those players who is super duper consistent every single time, always trying to do whatever they can in the situation. Yes, they're playing Chamber. Yes, they're playing, you know, Guns the Ancient, if you want to put it that way. But nonetheless, also IGL and just going to be that one to say, hey, listen, we're going to be fine. We'll get through this. Don't worry. Now, we're going to put that performance together. It's all going to be down to these first couple of rounds. You know, Pistol, it's one of those ones that's more coin flippy. If you're able to pick that one up, hold the line for yourself, you're going to be in good shape. And Sushi 4-tapping, already collecting a couple, but Chloric able to trade one back. And I think that's going to be the key member. If you can take Chloric,
I was going to say,
cool him down a little bit, they're going to be in good shape here. And already that wall down, getting themselves a little bit of an angle onto site here. At the very least, B-site seems clear for the time being.
Oh, couple shots going over to 4-tapping. He is going to walk away with his life, though. We're going to see Fisher trying to get on this backside of these Saints while they post up in tower here. See if the timing is going to be there. 4-tapping on this Frenzy. Those 1 or 2 are probably at that rope, if not right below him to the right. Trying to see if he can spot out that angle. Dory right underneath that rope. Both weapons trained on that tower spot. Dory maybe going to get that pop flash ready. Send Logan up there to try to get the kill. They're going to do it. 4-tapping though, going to handle both of them. And M's going to wrap things up. Saints only losing 1 member in the process. And they're going to take Pistol on offense.
Great anti-flash play coming through from 4-tapping. He saw that, flicked around, pulled a 360 no-scope literally because it's Frenzy. Nonetheless, able to collect the 2 on the opposite side. And that's the performances that you need. You just need to make sure that you are securing rounds that are in your favor. You can't be losing odd man pushes coming through from the side of Fisher, and they do exactly that. They get to 4, they get a little bit more of a cohesive buy, gonna force Fisher into a situation that they haven't been in, forced to play against the economies of St. Clair this time around. Down to how they perform. That shorty could be disaster, or could just be a free kill walk-in.
Yeah, Chloric, though, he has been so strong. I would not consider that that man an easy code to crack so far. Logan, his headhunter, always so dangerous in the early stages of these rounds. And find some early chip damage. Only 2 bullets, but, you know, he thinks he's going to hit those headshots. That's all you're going to need as that Chamber player. Clark.
Just making noise.
Oh, Ems though, working on that flank. Trademark did get destroyed. He can find the backside of Chloric here, but not wanting to run in there and give the game away too early. They are all flanking exactly right. Boris going out with that Roomba, trying to clear things out. Logan now going to realize something's going on behind him here. Going to take this head under, turn it on these Saints. Boris going to find the first one. Jello and Boris both good for one more cycle, only trading out one, and Ems getting some massive tags in the back. Chloric walking away with his life, but Ming going to be there to clean that one up.
And Ming just deadly with that Sheriff. Is a 3v2 though, and Chloric doesn't have a whole lot of health. I mean, that shorty definitely not going to be the best or there, but nonetheless, the thing about taking the chamber down there, at least for the side of the Saints, getting taken down is, you know, you can't steal away the headhunter bullets. You know, you're still stuck sitting on a shorty, you're still stuck sitting on, you know, suboptimal buys here. Jello,
this is dangerous.
He sniffed it out, but he's holding the wrong side here. If Chloric's able to find flash in time, it would be deadly. I don't even know if he has it though. Maybe it would just be sitting here trying to find an exit frag. That's
probably what he's doing. Short corner, shorty.
Time is old.
You know, a tale as old as time itself. 4 tapping, picking up that kill over onto Ming. I have a feeling Chloric might end up getting one exit frag here, depending how this plays out. I got a bad feeling about this one. If this corner does go unchecked, he is going to swing now, trying to make the play. Shorty shot not going to be there, though. That's a big kill from Jello. Not going to drop that Bulldog. Saints are going to walk away with taking another one. That's going to be a big round.
Yeah, they got 3 guns out of that. Granted, one of them is the Stinger, which can be deadly. You know, we've seen it pop off in the past. Bulldog, it's also the Vandal. That's the big one I want to point out. You're going to have 4 tap. You're going to have Ems on these Vandals here. They're going to have the firepower to go up against what Fisher are pushing forth. Mostly a full buy here, of course. The only difference being Brimstone. Going to have light shields there. Going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage if they get sprayed down throughout the round. There's no heals coming through on the opposite side. Nonetheless, they're able to put together. If they can find this round specifically, they're going to be in a nice spot in terms of the score, as well as their economies actually getting themselves back in as well. You know, only a 4-round discrepancy, definitely something that is surmountable. Ems and Chloric are going to trade out quick.
All right, I guess that's how that's going to go. Psycho, or Psych rather, trying to take a lot of space on that defending side. They're going to be into this 3v3 already. Nice little nade lineup from Chloric, but that spike plant was going to come through first. He's going to get a read on 4 tapping, though. That wall bang going to be perfect. Logan picking up that kill onto Jello now. All on Sushi to try to see if he can win out this 2v1. Keep this momentum of the Saints on that hot streak. Got 2 members to deal with, and they're the 2 top fragging members of this Fisher team as well. Psych and Chloric. So difficult to deal with. It's all in the timing. Couple neon walls are going to go up there. Stun's going to pop as well. Sushi is going to sidestep that. Diffuse is going to be started here. Going to be at that half mark. Finds the first kill. Spray transfer. Not going to be good though. Psych going to break that streak of St. Clair. And Fisher going to pick up double digits.
Yeah, a little bit tough there for Sushi to clutch that one out. Just a really difficult situation. You know, you're stuck between the neon walls you got to walk through. You still have a lot of your util, but even if you put the slowdown, you're possibly putting yourself at a disadvantage. Possibly wasn't expecting both members to be peeking from the exact same angle, but I mean, look at the buy. It's not great coming through from the side of Fisher here. They want to make sure that they've got rifles down the line. Psych going to be the only one to hold that, so even still, have a chance to potentially put the hammer down. But once again, this is that round where they need to keep as many guns as possible. Possibly get the gun off of Psych as well. If it's a win going the opposite way, they're going to be picking up all your rifles, and you're stuck in economic jail at that point. It's going to be actually Bulldog, I believe, coming through from M, so making sure that they win this round, they're going to afford the operator. What a great rotation over. Chloric with the frenzy. My goodness. Doesn't matter what gun you put in his hand, he's going to find a couple.
Yeah, and now they put a Phantom, or a Vandal rather, in his hands. That's going to be a Phantom for one of those teammates as well, the Saints. That is a critical mistake to start around. That is just a backbreaker. Chloric, he's already been so hot this game. They're turning over those rifles into those Fisher hands as well. Jello trying to work the backside of this site. They will at least get that plant. Orbital Strike now going to come through for the side of St. Clair, seeing if they can throw it. I believe that drop area. Not going to find anything quite yet. Fisher being very, very measured in this retake. They know they have full numbers. They have that man advantage. They have that KO online to shut off this utility. Jello, the timing with Logan going to be everything. He's not going to find it. Logan headshot with the headhunter. More tapping though. He has this short corner with the Stinger. Only going to be good for one though. Psych with that Vandal. Ems on that Bulldog trying to keep this round alive. Mingno on that defuse. He's going to stick to half. Bulldog shots are going to be found, but that Spike going to be in a tucked away corner. Ems good for 2, making it 4 on the round, but Fisher takes 11, and that is a very, very, very tough round for the Saints.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Ems trying to hold the line, but the spike wasn't planted for him. It wasn't even behind, you know, the glass box there where maybe they can spray him down at the end of it. Gets 4 in the round, and I mean, Ems, you know, you do everything that you can. It just isn't quite enough. Slap him with the walls a little bit here. It's a force now from the side of St. Clair. They need to try and make sure they get rounds under their belt. Of course, Ems going to have that tour de force, so at least next round would be able to buy 2 guns for the team there. not going to be a whole lot out of everyone else. They're going to have at least, you know, an okay buy this time around, probably a better buy next round. Really comes down to that tour de force. This, though, they've got a little bit of a read. There's three members walking down dish. The door opening, going to be a little bit of a signal going the opposite way. Wall going to be used as well. They're trying to get onto site as quickly as possible, as aggressively as possible. They're just confused as to why no one's home.
Yeah, they haven't done this one quite yet, so I actually really like this idea. They haven't really blitzed one of these sites. This is what we saw at a Fisher earlier. Orbital strike, though, very well timed to stop that plant from coming through, giving Fisher all this time to stack up here on drop and see if they can make heads or tails of this one. Boars, though, that little rat angle, going to pick up 2 kills with that stinger, not even taking a lick of damage. Now he gets tagged up, almost good for 3. Logan going to finish him off with that classic, but Logan going to be tagged down very, very low as well. St. Clair, great job executing over onto that site. Now, are they able to hold this? They're finally going to get this plant down. Actually, yeah, not going to be stunned out this time. Chloric, though, going to be good for one more. 3v3 to end things off. Chloric still popping off.
Yeah, it is a 3v3 with an asterisk next to it, but tour de force comes down. That shot's not quite going to land through the wall. I believe that is 17 health, not quite going to be enough. Logan had 1 HP. They were the warmer, might go down, but now operator tour de force, they can toss around guns at will. Fisher on map point here, granted. This is their map. Has been a little bit of a pushback from the side of the Saints. 5 of the last 7 rounds going their way. It does not matter. That early game lead just a little bit too much to deal with. Those 9 rounds in a row. All elimination rounds too. They were rolling in the dough in that early half. And now it all comes down to whether Saints can hold the line. 7 match points against them.
Yeah, it feels like St. Clair has had a much better second half, but they just got so far behind so early. You can see that green carpet looked like a patch of grass over there. Fisher, they rattled off so many rounds back to back to back. It's just so difficult to come back, especially like we said, this is such a fundamentally sound team. You can see they definitely have confidence on Fracture. I mean, Chloric, 23 and 12 on the KO. Psych has been doing so much work on this Neon. Look at the space they try to create right away. Not even really letting St. Clair get that push off. Showstopper going to be online though, Logan, with this operator as well. Seeing if he can find the timing. Be there quite yet. M's going to find that one perfectly. Going to take that kill. Now he's going to have that operator as well. That's going to be a really good sign for St. Clair. Dory, though, picking up that one to Boris to even things up. Plant is going to come down.
Planted.
And you're going to see holding as many angles as possible. Sushi backing up her node that she does have the res. If one member falls down, they can still keep the numbers at least even here in this situation. Ford tapping though around the corner with Jello. Trying to find a spray down. Chloric not going to be able to find it. This is the first time they've ever missed a shot this game, and it's going to be a round secured for the side of the Saints to keep 3 guns in their hands at the very least. It isn't the cleanest of victories. It is one that will keep them alive for just a little bit longer. And you look at the economies on the opposite side. Min can possibly buy for someone, but it seems as if they're opting to stay relatively safe on it. The Guardian coming through. Another gun purchased here or there. Another one potentially going the way of the Saints.
I'll tell you what, though, too. They have the Neon Ultimate, they have that Tour de Force, Null Command, and they have that Rolling Thunder online as well. So Fisher, despite the weaponry, they have a absolute arsenal of firepower if they decide to use it. We are going to see that Tour de Force come online. That Neon Ult is going to come into play as well. Chloric, so strong this game. Logan can find this early pick, try to get that numbers advantage, which would almost certainly see Saints fate the way Fisher has been playing these advantages so far.
Slow push. You don't want to push into the tour de force. You know exactly what it is. Not going to land that shot. That's really big. Logan forced off the angle. Going to be difficult, especially with these smokes coming down. Ring is on site with that Guardian. Going to get shot down through the wall. Again, they're going to find that execute onto site. Granted, Pikachu going to be coming in through drop here. A little bit difficult to find these angles nonetheless. Logan tearing down that door. This is so scary if anyone pushes through. But the site is cut in half. The Sage Wall is excellent.
Yeah, Chloric, see if he can find anything out of drop here. We're going to start hacking away at that Sage Wall. All 3 of these Saints so stacked up, ready to try to trade each other out at that moment's notice. They also have that Orbital Strike as well, so they're not necessarily worried about seeing the bomb right now. They're going to be able to make a play on it nonetheless, regardless of this outcome. Fisher does still have that Tour de Force online, something to think of. Dory sending out that Aftershock, trying to clear out this spike. That Orbital Strike still sitting in the back pocket. It is going to come online now. Logan finding that kill onto Boris with the Tour de Force, though. The swing comes through. Logan's good for another. Jello and 4 tapping, though. Linking up and finding a bunch there. The Saints going to be on to 7.
Stroking the Beard Bros after that one, making sure that they clean that round up. Now you can see the Saints start to come alive here, but this is another round. They're going to be going up the full economies on the opposite side. Logan did not get very much value out of the Tour de Force. Got there one. At the very least, it's taken out of the hands, but nonetheless, now going to be up into the operator, though. This is going to be challenge out of the Saints. M's, though, going to be matching that one, so Gentleman's Agreement potentially going to come down to which site they push. But look at this. Fisher, once again, 3 through drop. They are so confident in this push. Once again, ding dong, ring the doorbell, nobody's home.
Little ding dong bits their sight. Now gonna go try to take this space on the backside of drop. Look how aggressive Fisher wants to be, trying to find those early picks.
So much.
They're trying to scout out these Saints. Do they dare take the rope back across the other way? Let's see what they got. What they're thinking here. It's gonna be that long flank. Maybe go link up with their team and maybe make some kind of 5-man push here. But look at that space they're trying to take early. You can see the confidence.
And the main thing is that, you know, they left 2 to lurk on this A site, but 5 members strong. Just gonna be a shot down by Logan. Borsch just caught sleeping a little bit. Granted, there you go, Sage with the pick-me-up. I wonder how much Borsch had to meow for that one.
Off your feet!
Hopefully none, but we are going to see that Rolling Thunder come through for the Saints now. Trying to execute over on this B-side. Borsch going to get those paint shells going to that back corner. Sending that Roomba into tower as well. Rolling Thunder back the other way though for Fisher. They're going to try to stop this site. That null command is online as well. Dory going to find that kill onto Borsch. Ems and Psych trading a couple out. 4 tapping and Sushi. Keeping things shut down though. They have a 3v1 advantage. All on Logan. All on the operator. He's going to miss a crucial shot there. Saints are going to find this plant, and more than likely I do suspect we will have to see this save for Fisher.
Last player
Tapping
standing.
getting their one there. Oh, Logan though, quick peek onto Ems. Still has a way to make this work. It's gonna be a challenge. The operator, not the best for retaking Sushi though. My goodness, serving that one up on a platter. Great turnaround there. That kill, and now look at this. Little bit of cash here, you know. The exchange rate ain't so great, but nonetheless, Valorant, you just gotta have your credits in tow.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep at least 3 or 4 of these guns in a tow, though, if they really want to start to snowball this lead. If they win this round, fantastic. However, if only 1 member is left alive and they end up on a pretty even bye with Fisher the next couple rounds, Fisher has been waiting to drop this Neon ult. They've kind of been waiting for that right moment. Psych, maybe not finding the timing that he's quite liked yet, but they still have such a powerful, you know, a game changer in that back pocket. Early aggression on the Ems, maybe he's got this operator though.
Here it comes.
It's going to be the execute from the Saints. That Brimstone going to go. Logan, 1 headhunter shot. Ems though finding the kill onto Psych. Clark trying to get up in the Saints business on this eco. Logan going to be good for 2 with that headhunter. Looking to find a 3rd. Ems is going to be taken out by Dory. And the Saints now into this 2v2. Dory, 15 HP, but if you're the Saints, you had such a big weapons advantage and you kind of just let it slip through the wayside.
Yeah, and even through the Neon ultimate, Ems was able to find it. It's Logan coming clutch with a couple of headhunters, finding the head in those situations. Unless it's going to be a challenge for them to hold the line. 15 health on Dory. Be able to survive much of anything. Basically, a shot through the wall will be enough. Now you can just see the angles being held. Borsch holding down drop. Making sure they got the crossfire. Both aren't actually going to be in the best of spots, at least considering where the Saints are. Has the paint shells out. He tossing a little lineup coming through. Oh, lots of damage actually going to be going down to Ming. Dory goes down as well. It's 9 health on Ming. Surely they know something's up. Roomba gonna come through, won't even need it. Sushi claims another one, and they hold serve once again. You can hear them popping off next door as usual. They've got their spirits back about them. And even if they are to drop this map, I wanna put together a little bit of a hypothetical. Even if they are to drop this next round, or the next, you know, this map in general, they've been able to get themselves back in.
Yes.
You know, it was 9 rounds in a row from Fisher to open it up, or 8 rounds in a row, 9 in the first half. It was looking really great. We were thinking, oh man, this is going to be ugly in that. You know, we're going on the map 2 real quick.
Yeah.
Now they've been able to put together a little bit more of a coordinated effort. Clark, while still having a great score line, I mean, look how many assists they have, first of all. They haven't really been, they've been putting,
You want to
they've been
play?
cooling off a little
Let's
bit.
play.
They're at the water cooler,
Just
you
a
know?
little bit.
Having a little bit of chatting.
Maybe like 3 or 4 degrees.
Yeah. Depends on which. Is it in Fahrenheit or
Oh
Celsius?
yeah, empirical. Yeah.
Because if it's in Fahrenheit, no, it doesn't matter. If it's in Celsius, you know, decent amount.
Psych. Early Vandal, he is always the one to try to find these kills. I'm going to let Adam rip with that one. Psych. Still trying to find, always trying to always pick off these Saints in the early round. Ems, though, as this tour de force, Logan going to draw first blood in this round. That's going to be that Saints duelist going down. Borsch to get taken out. Jello going to find a good crossfire there. Logan, though, still on this operator. Orbital strike, forcing Jello into that op shot. Logan just holding things down from tower right now. The Saints have to find some way to address this, and might have to be on Ems. Psych, though, finding that kill onto 4 tapping into a 2v4. Ems is on this tour de force. A fantastic weapon, but not an easy one to play 4v2 retake with. If he can find the angle. Logan, Ems is going to find the angle, is going to find that crucial first kill. Try to even up these numbers. The timing could be everything. Finds the kill over onto Ming. Oh, that little slot in that Sage Wall, though. Dory finding the kill onto Ems now. 2v1, all on Sushi to keep this game alive. He has full HP, potentially has that heal in the back pocket, but he's going to have to deal with a whole lot of utility. These Fisher members are going to swing. He binds one, still has some health in that pocket as well. The Neon Stuns are going to come through. Doesn't find the kill though. Psych picking up that last kill of the game. The Saints go on a great run, but Fisher too strong in that early game, and they're going to take map 1 13-9 in this best of 5. Fracture belongs to them.
Yeah, a little bit of a difficult end to that one. Of course, more so a difficult start to that one for the side of the Saints. It took them a couple rounds to warm up, and I think
like almost a dozen.
Well, yeah, almost a dozen rounds. Let's be real, but nonetheless, they were able to put together a really coordinated effort back the opposite way, and I think that's the best that they can look for in that regard. You got to just try and push anything back in your favor, and realistically, they put together a good effort at the end of it.
Too little, too late.
Not bad. Yeah, once again, too little, too late. I think even that little trip up after their buy round might have been that detriment. If it was at 11 there, or if it was at 10, 11 at that point, instead of at 12, maybe you're able to get together a buy because you have so much money in your pocket there, but nonetheless, they put together a good effort.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do on Haven, though. Once again, sort of playing into or the Fisher's cards a little bit there. Are they going to be able to recreate that performance from Red Bull Campus Clutch, or will Fisher just be their hands together saying, you fell for it?
Exactly, yeah. The one good thing, like you said, it's really good that they came out that second half and they at least showed some life. They showed some strength, because coming in, if they had dropped that map 13-2, 13-3, yeah, you're going to try to bounce back. It is that BO5, but we mentioned Fisher, even though that Saints did win on Haven last time, Fisher is probably one of the best Haven teams. I mean, they are. The record states that they're 9-2. The Saints handed them the one loss, and it was 13-11, so it wasn't a blowout by any means. They just barely lost it toward the end of the game. I think the Saints were even down like 11-10 and rattled off a few in a row. So this team, this is a nasty team on Haven. The Saints, they fight back hard and Fracture, but ultimately not going to be enough. But it is a BO5. They will have more chances to come back, and we will come back just after the break with map 2. Fisher up 1-0.
Sort of meant to go down in that situation. Going to be firing from on top of Generator. You're not going to be able to clear that one out. Sushi on that wall, forced all the way off. Be difficult to hold that line. Everyone's fallen already like flies. Get 5v1 on site there, and it's down to Jello once again.
Yeah, Lincoln, you'll miss it. Fisher absolutely hitting that.
Show that you're going to be competitive in this series. Granted, Psyche is just on their aim thus far, same as Clair, finding a couple frags early enough where it happened, force the back off. Granted, this wasn't much of a point to buy anyways, a little more so just mental break. Say that as they find 2, M's finds the headhunter.
V2 Logan still holding things down. This timer on this spike, lower and lower. We've passed the moment. More tapping. They get ripped up by the aftershock there too. Logan finds the first. More tapping has to be on the round. All onto Dory to stop this defuse. More tapping. He's going to have to at least take the half. He's going to try to go for the whole. Dory finally going to check. And he's going to find that straight to the box. And Fisher.
Early fragment, unfortunately. Too many members breaking through that wall, so they're on the Saints off guard there. More tapping though. With the Brimstone lineup, they're going to make a big move at the very least. Is spotted out. It just depends on how many angles they're able to swing through, how many angles they're able to hold. More tapping goes down, and Dory cleans up the last one. Jello. Stall out, but Ming finds another kill for himself. Is now 1v1 though. M's the operator with the headhunters looking for Logan. Chamber v Chamber. Exactly the 1v1 that we're looking for. The gentleman's
Exactly. Fisher, 55 seconds left in this round as well. Both teams trading those 4 frags. M's somehow going to escape that line of sight of Logan. Double shot to that Vandal, bringing off next to his head. M's short angle with the operator. He's going to find the timing. He is going to. That is a massive round.
All line does land there. Aftershock is not going to be in the right spot. You know, there's 2 plant spots on Fracture. Feels like behind that wall, of course, behind the boxes. Going to get that one right. Then they read that one out. Oracle's probably going to come down as well. More able to find one. M's finds the second. Now it's all down to Dory. Has to clutch this one out again. Is able to find a second kill for himself. Will be able to find a third. Dory's got that dog, and I'm gonna
get in there, get those stuns going, and please open some space on that site to get those teammates on. St. Clair, they're gonna have to play some retake here. Borscht, Grim Stim with that stinger. See if he can find his kill in power. He's gonna find the spray down. Nade's gonna come out. He will end up finding that first kill. M's on that tour de force. Taking out Ming at the same time. Neon also gonna go live. M's gonna whip that first shot. He will find a kill with Borscht and Jello licking up for a pair. Dory once again trying to be the man to clutch. He will finally get killed. Will the defuse come through in time? 2.5 second pop. So M's now waiting for one of these members to walk through the double neon wall. Trying to fly zone cover. He's going to back up for a second. That volley. And it stalled himself for a second. The Saints have time to get over here. More tapping. He's going to find that first one. Traded immediately out by Clark. Go. Saints still trying to go. Clark good for 3. Sushi and M's good for 2 apiece. Or rather, that last 2 kills. Saints are going to take 2. They have that man advantage. They have that KO online to shut off this utility. The timing of Logan's going to be everything. He's not going to find it. Logan's headshot with the headhunter. More tapping though. He has this short corner with the stinger. Only going to be good for 1 though. Psych with that Vandal. M's on that Bulldog trying to keep this round alive. Mingno on that defuse. He's going to stick to half. Bulldog shots are going to be found with that spike. Going to be in a tucked away corner. M's good for 2, making it 4 on the round.
She does have the res. One number fall down. here in this situation. Four tapping though around the corner with Jello. Trying to find a spray down Clair. Not gonna be able to find it. First time I've ever missed a shot this game, and it's going to be a round secured for the side of this.
That aftershock trying to nerf this spike. That orbital strike still sitting in the back pocket. It is going to come online now. Logan finding that kill on the board. It's a tour de force though. The swing comes through. Logan's good for another. Jello and four tapping though. Linking up and finding a bunch there. The Saints going to be on to the
Crossfire. They're actually going to be in the best of spots, at least considering where the Saints are. Has the paint shells out. He tossing a little lineup coming through. Oh, lots of damage actually going to be going down on the Ming. Nori goes down as well. It's 9 health on Ming. Surely they know something's up. Roomba gonna come through. Won't even need it. Sushi claims another one. And they Welcome back, everyone, to our NECC Grand Finals broadcast here. Northeast Division, Fisher claiming their map pick, map 1 on Fracture. Saints were able to bring it back at the end there, so hopefully just trying to push forward a little bit more. But of course, the second map here, if we look over to our maps graphic here, we are going to have Haven come through here. Could be an interesting situation nonetheless, because Haven playing into the cards a little bit of Fisher. Very curious to see how that plays out. And of course, yes, are starting on that defensive side, had a little bit of trouble on it. You know, attacker-sided map.
That was a generous way to put it.
They were able to bring it back.
To start.
Down 8-0. Yes, I mean, it was a difficult start, but nonetheless, you know, it was just not quite enough. Maybe an extra round there, maybe just sort of clutching it out in that situation, but on that defensive half, they did have a little bit of trouble. But now Haven, a little bit more of an even map, and we are actually getting right into game number 2 here. St. Clair trying to hold serve on their own map pick.
Yes.
We said Fisher has a great history on this map as well, though.
Yeah, being St. Clair's map pick, you can tell they must be feeling some type of way. They must feel confident. They maybe like the look they got last time. Although we mentioned it was only a best of 1. It was 13-11, so neither of these teams going to have that massive advantage. Statistically, Fisher would definitely have to be, I guess, the slight favorite. The Saints, so as we said, Hybrid and the rest of the guys, they felt like they could take it to Haven. They could take this game off Fisher. I mean, they showed they do have the capability, and that second half of Fracture especially. Look at that little Paint Shell C's combo trying to get going early on Ems, holding down this A-long with that Headhunter. Saints stacking up A, and Fisher looks like they're more mid, B and C or mid.
They are not on
all
A.
3 of those together, indeed.
Yeah, that is quite literally, they are not on A, at the very least, trying to rotate over quickly, but it's a little bit late here. All 5 members going to be on site here, going to try and push forward as aggressively as possible. Yes, you've got your Astra Stars, but the spike already planted. 5v5 situation, and Heaven smoked off, so now one way to go is going to be through Graffiti. They're going to have to try and find some sort of utility combination here. And with this C's nade combo already used up here, going to be a little bit of a challenge. Trying to turn that corner, though, not able to find the shots quite yet. Sushi going to find one to open it up. Borg taking a lot of damage. Great blind to come through as Borg collects another. And this execute onto A has been absolutely oh my goodness, never mind. Dory coming around with the headshots. It's going to be a 2v2 now. Now they've got to hold the door. They will be able to solve that one out. My goodness, that round went in a hurry.
Yeah, the Saints execute was good. Dory Saints one by one, 3-tapping all those members. But the Saints, like you said, that was a phenomenal job to combo that utility and that one agent change. We are going to see that defensive side. They are going to opt for that Astra. The Saints thinking Omen might be a little better to kind of, you know, create some space a little bit faster, get around the map a little bit quicker. Not going to have to be as many set plays, those set stars. Saints, though, that's exactly the kind of round they have to try to snowball now. You had a really good round. You showed, listen, we know both these teams know how to play Haven. There shouldn't be any big surprises here. Saints picking up a couple Bulldogs, and what were you looking at there?
I saw the Ares coming through for a little bit. Oh, you're really going to force on round 2 here. Last you can see Ems holding the ankles. Great shot onto Ming. And actually, Ming was the only one to sort of buy a little bit extra that round. Had that Sheriff. Won't end up using a lot of that utility in that situation.
Astra
we'll have
too.
the stars, but no, your Astra off the map. You don't have your smokes available. Interesting to see that the only change up there really... Nice shot from Ems once again. Is the Astra versus the Omen, and it all comes down to that. My goodness. Their spirits are high. One thing that we wanted to note as well, just in between games, they were feeling really good about it regardless. They said, you know, we were able to really get back in the second half. They had us in the first half, not going to lie, but they were able to bring it back at the very least. And now, you know, already executing onto the C site, 5v3 situation, and Fisher going to be in rough situations, although Lork and Sight going to find a couple in return. Lork, though, rounding the corner, 2 of their own. Paint Shell's going to come out as well, going to keep Dory back for the time being, and now Dory against the world will not be able to find it. Ems finds 3.
Yeah, Ems off to that 5-0 start. Borge now on that 3 run. When these two players get going, when they start to find those kills, this Saints team is very, very hard to slow down. The pace of the game, you notice there's an upshift in the tempo, especially Borge is being that space creator. Ems just super consistent. He's going to hold down these long angles. When Borge gets confident and he really gets going on that raise, he can be so nasty. He can get very, very white hot. He can get nuclear. Saints taking 2 rounds already, off to an infinitely better start than they were on Fracture.
Quite literally infinitely better start. You know, at this point last time, they didn't have a round 1. Now they've got 2. It's working out for themselves, but now a combo gonna come through. Once again, gonna try and catch him out, but nope. Gonna land this time around. It's a great combo if there's people there, and that's sort of the key. Saints playing back a little bit more. Yes, they're still executing towards this side, but Borg's gonna get onto site. Unfortunately, the angle being held by Logan gonna be able to shut them down. Unfortunately, was caught looking the wrong way, and now a little bit of a numbers disadvantage here for the side of St. Clair. Granted, a decent amount of damage done to Ming, I believe it is, on that raise, so gonna have to be a little bit more careful executing on that defense.
The only thing is, Borge didn't really have any teammates there to easily trade him out, especially where they were up on that box. Not really going to be an easy pick to find from that middle courtyard. Ems has been so good with this Headhunter so far in this series. Seeing if he can continue that work. The Saints are down a man. They do have to find somebody to get this bomb down. Oh, Logan reading that one perfectly. Gonna pick up that kill over onto Jello. Breach being down. This is not going to be an easy play for the Saints now. 3 members still stacked up behind that middle window, trying to see if they can either find 1 or 2 frags maybe, see if they can find some kind of entry. A-Long being locked down by Dory, though. Waiting for the timing. M's going to land that first shot. Dory not going to be able to find that kill. Is going to get some damage over onto M's, though. The Saints restacking over to this A site now. Fisher going to be here for the rotation.
Yeah, and you can see it's up there in heaven, stuck. Free to it is done. Psych, who's fighting the duels? Of course they are, but Logan finding a third, finding a fourth. Clark going to find Green up there. Oh, it looked good for a little bit for the Saints. They had the read on where all the members were. The retake just a little bit too strong, and the weaponry just too much in Fisher's favor.
Yeah, and the Saints only going to end up walking away with 1 kill, so not really going to put a dent in that Fisher economy either. And these early rounds, I think, are very, very important for St. Clair to kind of try to chain together. They're a team that if they get ahead, they can start to really snowball this lead. They can play super, super well. The confidence really starts to boost them up. But if Fisher's able to come back, take a couple of these rounds, they do already have that rolling thunder as well, so something that might be able to dissuade some of these Saints pushes. Curious to see if it's going to be this A execute they love so dearly, or if they're going to opt to try something else. Looks like Fisher, though, getting ready to read that A site.
And interesting, you see the C's come through, but the nades were not to follow. Scared of that fault line just a little bit too much. M's with that operator now has a little bit more agency to peek down C long, peek down A long as well. You know, you've got those long angles to hold down for yourself. You might have a better chance in this game. Nonetheless, I'm just sort of playing a little bit default, going towards the C site, and while Ming is there, they are the one with the weakest gun thus far. I believe it's just the Bulldog on them, so careful on how they proceed. Although, Logan, what is this angle, man? What are you doing up there?
It's chamber, man.
Just chamber things, you know, the typical.
Back through the Saints, though. They're going to look like they're going to make a play in garage here. That angle, Logan going to trade some shots there with Borge. Neither kill going to be found, though. You can see these Astra Stars come into play now. Fisher trying to slow down what could potentially be this C push, but the Saints still not really playing their hand too aggressively yet. They do have 45 seconds left. That fault line did go out. Trying to slow that push in long. The Saints still stacked up. They have a couple toward this middle garage area as well. Maybe they're going to try to link up between B and C here. If they're able to find that first kill on either one of these sites, maybe they make a play off that. Fisher, they're going to take a long rotation over to this A site. That trademark, though, is going to tag up Borge.
30 seconds
Slow him
left.
back down. He is at about half HP as well.
Like moving around is still on 4 tapping. Watch the Omen where they walk. Now going through garage here. There's only so many smokes that the Astra can put down here. Blinded as well. Trying to push through. Sushi gonna find that onto Logan, and now find his execute. 56 health. Still gonna be able to find it. Will get traded out as Jello able to avenge their brother. But still time ticking down. Finally the spike gonna be put down. He's gonna come through. Not quite gonna be enough. Oh my goodness. Great stun coming through from Dory once again, and now a difficult hold here. 4 tapping gonna fall. It's like Dory link up for those last couple of kills. Gonna drop their second round in a row.
Yeah, and some sweet tunes to follow up there, but Fisher, they're gonna find that second round in a row here. Even things up at 2-2. Once again, Dory still doing so much work. So many times we called his name in that first map, and he played so well. Lorik and Syke still trying to round things out at the bottom there, and Ming is holding the fort down on that Astra. Fisher, I think St. Clair just took a little bit too long to get onto site there, and Fisher, they have so much utility still in their back pocket. Having that breach, having that Astra, and having that fade, it's just so hard to crack through that defense. And when you only give yourself 20 seconds, you're relying on a lot of gunfights to go in your favor, and that's not going to be an easy task against a team like this Fisher College team. The Saints now going to be in a bit of a short buy here, so this is going to be a roundabout trying to steal away these rifles.
Once again, combo comes through. No one's home once again. It's 0 for 4, I believe they are on that combo. Logan, though, missing a shot. I think that went through the wall.
Yeah, it landed.
It landed, but, you know, it missed at the same time. You know, you expect to kill every single time the op comes through. Nonetheless, 4 tapping going to be chilling at about 40 HP in that situation. Logan still trying to hold the angle. Jump peek through. I don't think they spotted out where Logan was, and that's always scary. Nonetheless, blind going to come down. Will they land the shots? Oh, just gets a glimpse of the elbow there of Ems. Next shot going to miss, though, as the paint shell's forced in the reposition. But this execute onto A, looking a little bit worse for where they're just going to back out for the time being. Saints, though, just got to try and find any picks that they can. They want to try and get some of these guns out.
Yeah, they are going to leave 4 tapping in that corner with the spike. He does have that ultimate as well, so
watching.
He has that universal TP. Borge bought it out here by Dory. Dory looks like he's got a read on it. Maybe they saw a barrel. 3 of these Saints, though, they're definitely trying to play for a trade here. It's all a moment of when they're going to hit that go button. Decide to try to find this pick. Dory Still locking down this sewer with this Vandal. Such a dangerous angle. 3 Saints holding hands in that conga line, waiting for the push to come through. The Haunt's gonna come out there. Dory gonna pop flash to the wall. The Saints are all up in his business though. Borge, good for 1. Psych though, trading that one right back. Only 2 Saints remaining. 4 tapping in Jello, I believe. Psych picking up the kill into 4 tapping. Jello gonna fall to Chloric. 4 alive still for Fisher. They keep that operator. They take the lead back from St. Clair.
It was a little bit expected at that point. You know, they get 1 at the very least out of the pockets, and now full buys coming through once again. It's going to be the Tour de Force popped as well from Ems this time around. So at the very least, 4 ultimates to work with. Make the most out of it. Of course, that Rolling Thunder going to be online. That's a big one because it just gets you onto site as quickly as possible. I think realistically, AC, whichever one you go to on the extremities, going to be that sort of main target when you've got the Breach Ultimate. B, not the best place to go with the Breach Ult, but you can use that sort of keep them off the site as well if you so desire. But just dodging away from this combo. We've had a really good read on where this phase raid combo. It's gonna happen at some point. The phase raid combo, we'll put it that way. It's gonna be Dory picking up another one though, but Rolling Thunder comes down, and now here comes the execute. Dory stuck in the sewer for now.
Yeah, Saints, Rolling Thunder, and that Tour de Force online for Ems. So being at that man disadvantage now, Ems is gonna take this space and B though. Catch Logan on this backside rotation. The timing though, now he's gonna check that left door over towards C. See if the timing is going to be good. Ems and Logan so very close to aiming at each other right now in this B area. Who's going to be the one to blink first? Ems and Logan just mere pixels away from aiming. It's going to be Logan to find that timing though. Find that kill onto Ems. Now Ming navigating these Astra Stars on the backside. Borge and Clair are going to trade one out. Ming going to be good for that one on 4 tapping. Now 4v1 all going to be on Borge here. Seeing if he can make anything happen. At least get a couple guns away. That will not be the case. Ming going to shut that one down. And Fisher now taking 4 in a row.
A really difficult round there, honestly. You know, they used that Rolling Thunder and they baited 4 members over, but I think the rotation was just a little bit too slow. Ming just holding down the fort at C there, able to drop down the star, stall them out for so long. You know, you had the Omen ultimate available as well. Not sure exactly where that went, but sort of used at the end of that round. But nonetheless, you've got the Fade ultimate, you've got the Raze ultimate. Man, I'm gonna be so intentional. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to stay intentional about it because it is difficult. The Fade nade. There's the Raze C's. You know, it's... Letters are hard. Words are hard.
Are indeed hard. And right now, St. Clair's offense has gotten a little bit tricky. It's gotten a little bit harder as well. Fisher now starting to feel that confidence again, showing why Haven is probably their strongest map, if not one of their top 2 strongest maps. Dory trying to take this early space. The timing with Ems though. Ems good for 1. Gonna get traded out though by Psych. That Prowler gonna follow. That Nightfall gonna be distributed as well by Fisher. Trying to take more space on the backside of these Saints. Trying to set up some kind of flank toward B, but these Saints are all over this A site right now. They should be able to find this plant as well at some point. Or in sewers. See if you can find any lineup here. The timing, 2 Fisher members. Just feet away. Finds the first one with the Stinger. Second one not gonna be good, but he is gonna take out one of those rifles. And now v3 to see if the Saints can hold this round.
Look at this. It's sort of... I like to call this the Pearl rotation now, where you just go on opposite sides of the map. You know, that's exactly what happened. They were able to sort of loop all the way around B, get onto A site here. Where the angles they're holding are. Look at where 4 tapping is. Gonna be peeking that one out. He'll get shut down. Unfortunately, doesn't have the weaponry to match. Logan gonna find another one. All comes down to Jello. Will they be adaptable enough? Will they be flexible enough in this situation? Gonna try and find a gun for themselves, but with 11 health. Doesn't even seem like they're going to risk it. Meng on that defuse. Might just save out the gun in this situation. Nonetheless, it was a good try coming through, but 5 rounds in a row once again for Fisher. Keep up that pace.
Jello just couldn't really cut the angle to get that aftershock and stop that defuse. That 2v1, that was a beautiful paint shell in sewer to kind of keep him out of there. Stop any chance of stopping that post plant. Now Fisher, though, as you said, taking 5 rounds in a row. It's going to be on St. Clair to try to go back to the drawing board. See what was working those first couple rounds. Granted, it was the pistol and they had that weapon advantage. So they haven't really won any of these sort of even keel rounds where there's going to be those 4 or 5 rifles. Logan so far hasn't really been shut down Ems. He's found a couple nice frags, but Fisher so far just playing so well around each other. St. Clair, they got to find some answers because we know how strong Fisher is on Haven. If the Saints get behind the 8 ball a little bit too much here, they're going to have a very, very tough road back to the top.
It's all about the pacing at the end of the day. The Saints were actually able to get some decent pacing that last round. Once again, the weaponry not going to be in their favor this time around, though. Ems enough to potentially go Glass Cannon Operator if he so desires. Borge going to have that full buy once again. Has the Showstopper as well. While Jello was able to save that gun, they've got that extra little bit of dough in the pocket, potentially to dole out to some homies later on down the line. Give them a little bit of an e-transfer credits, or an e-transfer of a Vandal, so to speak. Less. to see Fisher once again. They're such a strong team when they get into their zone, and I think that's the main thing. Playing into this, and it's such a risky maneuver going for Haven on a map 2 especially. You knew that they were likely going to pick that on map 3 if they so desired. You could have picked a map that you're more confident on if you wanted to do that, but I think this is the most confident play they can say. They can say, we will play on your turf, and we will still win, regardless of your record. We beat you on Haven before, we'll do it again.
Yeah, that's the only thing, though. That wasn't that best of one. Now they are being down 1-0. You start to maybe feel the pressure of the moment a little bit. I know between maps, they definitely were in some high spirits, but when you get back onto this game against a team like Fisher, so quality, they stack up so well. Look at these Saints that cheat that A side again. See if they can maybe catch an early pick. Shoot out that Prowler, at least maybe give a little bit of info over to Fisher and see what they want to play off with here. It looks like they're going to stall out for the time. See if they can bait some of this Fisher utility out and see what the play might be.
It might just be based on the clock. They're saying, we're going to wait 40 seconds. We're going to wait for them to rotate around. Maybe they've gotten a read on the timings exactly of how Fisher plays. A lot of the time in any sort of game, even any FPS especially, you know, you can't go to the same thing every single time. You can't have the same setup. You have to do something different. I think this timing is very indicative of that. They're taking their time. Granted, it's a great read. M's going to be able to find that kill on Adori in return, but the showstopper stopped immediately.
Yeah, it's like now going to send that Roomba down into cellar there. Trying to see if he can find out any of these Saints. Haunt coming through. Not going to find any tags, though. The Saints, both teams rather, going to trade out one of those members now. Saints, though, 34 seconds to try to get in there. You don't have your raise to kind of be that space creator and maybe try to create those off angles. Get some of these Fisher members looking up to the sky to check out those angles, but going to have to make something happen. It's going to have to be on this A site. They're getting ready to stack up here. Bing getting ready on that Astra, though. The pop flash is coming through. Execute's going to have to be there. They're going to find 1-for-1, though. Psych, beautiful short corner. 3 on the board. 3 headshots as well. Actually, just M's going to be taken out there as well. But Fisher, 6 rounds in a row and no signs of slowing down.
That's a really tough round for the side of the Saints. You know, they really committed to that A site from the get-go. They tried to find different timings there, but right when the ultimate came out, shut down immediately by Dory. Great swing coming through. Definitely not Nemo in that situation. Nonetheless, Saints have to try and go back to the drawing board once again. Going to be in a little bit of a save. Jello has the hero rifle in the inventory. M's obviously saving up for an operator down the line, most likely some headhunters in tow, and they're actually going to hand off that gun to board. They're going to say, no, looking pretty good this map, a little bit hotter. Let's give you that gun. Let's try and get you some frags here.
Yeah, Race C's not going to be any good value, though. The Saints, they kind of making a read on that Fisher. It's at least stall out that push now. It is going to be a very heavy C long push here. Maybe they're going to try to contest. Mingno has kind of been this lone warrior on C, kind of playing by himself, just kind of holding the fort down here. The Saints, they are going to take the space. Beautiful cross up, though, by Psych, taking out Boris. Boris checking that back left corner, but Ming relocating beautifully toward this garage side, making it very difficult to lock him down. Fisher, they do have that Rolling Thunder in that back pocket as well, especially considering where the rounds are going. Headshot going to be found, but Jello winning out with the stinger somehow, some way. Mingno, beautiful spray, going to pick up 2 through that wall. Going to get back on these stars as well. One more member in garage. Fortapping going to be the one to take him out, but Chloric making things into this 3v1. All on Fortapping. He has a whole lot of Fisher members to get through. Not going to get through Logan there. They're going to find that defuse, and we keep saying it, but now another round for Fisher. Count him up, 7.
I think that's sort of been the story of Fisher thus far. They get on these hot streaks, and they're absolutely unstoppable. It's all about, you know, turning the heat check on, basically saying, hey, let's turn on the AC, turn them down a little bit here, get back in gear here, because realistically at this point, it's the mental game. You just got to keep your mind, your wits about you in these situations. You can't let these rounds get to you. Say, we got to go for the next one. We got to play for the next one. And this situation is still going to be challenging because, like, with that showstopper, with 11 frags there for himself, has had a very strong uptick in the last couple of rounds specifically. Just got to try and find him in check. And once again, M's with that operator going toe-to-toe with Logan on one of these sites at the very least. Keep trying to play in through this mid area, trying to find a pick for themselves or something, but it just isn't working. Fisher playing so passively in a lot of these situations up until they need to go.
Yeah, you can see how well-rounded Fisher is as well. We called Chloric's name for having that 2 KD on the KO. Now, comfortably sitting at a positive KD8 at the bottom of the leaderboard, playing that Astra. All 5 of these members have the ability to take over a game, and when they're all firing on all cylinders, they are damn near impossible to stop. The Saints still looking to find these consistent answers. As we said, they found that pistol round, and they found the second as well. Fisher now on a 7-round streak. The Saints, they have to find some way to chomp into this lead. At least try to push this one. At bare minimum, you got to get to 8-4. I would say 7-5 would be absolutely ideal, but you cannot let this one get to 9-3 again. Maybe even 10-2 if things go bad. Fisher, they will capitalize and they will take advantage. Logan just going to miss that shot.
And sometimes you just got to get a little bit lucky. But Logan not quite able to land that shot. They're trying to push forward aggressively onto the site. Are they going to execute? No, it's a bait and switch. They go all the way into B, and Boris says, nah, I'm not going here. We're getting out of here now. Play seems to be to A. How many footsteps are they going to hear? The smoke's already out. There's multiple members of Fisher rotating over. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath here. Rolling Thunder comes down. Clark's already found Borsch on the entry. Showstopper going to come down as well. Rolling Thunder coming back the opposite way this time. Going to stall it out. Nightfall going to be the answer, but Ming is around the back once again. The Saints, they're trapped inside here. There's absolutely no way out. And with 10 seconds left, you got to find a way in. Sushi finds one. Four-tapping finds another. The spike has yet to be planted here. Logan with the headhunter. And that's going to be Logan cleaning up four-tapping as well. It almost had legs there, but it's two members of Fisher standing strong, an 8th round in a row. It seems to be a trend for today.
Yeah, they get their legs cut out from underneath them now. That was one of those rounds they were so looking to have. Now the bye is going to be scuffed, to say the least, and Fisher is going to be all looking more likely that they're going to push this one on to 9. I mean, look how much money they have in the bank right now. Multiple members above that 6-7K mark. You had one above 8. They're buying a couple weapons for the homies, though. Logan, 7,500 credits. Has that operator. Also has that tour de force in the back pocket for next round. So Fisher, they have a full arsenal of weapons right now. The Saints, again, they have to find some way to take some of these rounds, or man, it's going to be looking pretty ugly.
It's just sort of this setup from Fisher that works out so well. They rotate so cleanly every single time. Dory finding one. Actually, a couple trades back the opposite way. Jello upping in for that hero rifle. Be able to find it here on a little bit of a half save. I want to say there's some light shields coming through. They're just trying to force this round, if anything. Sight going to be able to find one, traded back immediately, but it's a 2v2 situation once again. Got to try and retake with an operator. Not the easiest situation. There for Ming doesn't quite have the kit either, apart from these stars. You know, very difficult to sometimes retake these sites if you don't know where the spike is, but holding. We'll wait for someone to rotate out.
Teleport's ready.
The moon, Logan trying to lock down this sewers angle. Boris might be in for a bad way. Dark cover. Oh, the timing just wasn't there. Pulling out that shorty now. Seeing if any of these Saints members might be underneath him, playing that little rat squad. Boris is going to get that spike planted, though. Ming now going to make his swing. Four tapping finds the first one. The Saints, they have to find some way to trade out this kill. You do not want to take a 1v1 with Ming. He's going to win the first one, and he will win the second one. Four tapping and Boris, not going to be enough. Ming taking that operator back for Fisher as well. They're going to be set up beautifully to close out this half, potentially in 10-2 fashion.
This is what happens when you roll the dice here. You said that you got them on Haven last time around. Have the balls to go for it again, and unfortunately, that's starting to fall by the wayside. 9 rounds in a row for Fisher. They are feeling confident. Saints, they're going to have a bye here once again. They're going to have those credits. That lost streak bonus is maxed out at this point. You've got, well, Tour de Force was popped last round. At least you've got the Vandal here on full shields on the chamber. Once again, look across map there. This one's just loaded at this point. They've got enough economy. They don't want to switch halves. They don't want to give up all those credits. They don't want to have to pay them back in tax. They want to be able to hold on to those. Unfortunately, will not be the case. Logan rolling through garage. Not even going to be forced out there. Just fires the op shot. Has the confidence to stay. Yeah. The Saints do. Haven't gone to B yet here. Maybe that is the play. They're going for something different. But look at this flank coming through from the Rays and the breaching the Rays, actually.
You got it right. Fisher, yeah, Fisher always looking to find these flanks. We saw Ming earlier as well. Even playing on that Astra, trying to find this backline. That C is going to get popped out there from Fisher. Nothing to follow, though. Borsch, paint shells over into sewer there, into that corner instead. Psych getting tagged up. The paint shell is going to be too much, though. Ems picking up that kill over onto Cloric. The Saints, now a 2-man advantage. This is the round you're looking to have. Borsch picking up yet another kill. Dory will be his latest victim. Now Ming gonna walk back over here, try to stop this A-site push. The Saints, though, having this 5v2, you have to make this 9-3 at the half, and it looks more than likely like they will.
Yeah, Logan's got double operator here. It doesn't really matter which one he wants to go for. Got the Tour de Force, got the op. Which angle will they take? An interesting smoke, actually, to sort of keep Logan from backing off, but realistically, it's a 1v5 situation. No way Logan can clear this one up, right? Right?
Unless... Tour de Force, it will be very, very hard. The Saints would almost have to throw this one. If they just hide, they're going to win the round. Borsch not going to hide with the showstopper, finding his third of the round. Hey, we're going into halftime. Why not end things with a party? They're going to take a flawless, maybe a little bit of momentum going back the right direction, although we know how strong Fisher is on Haven. Their attack is also something to be feared. The Saints, you got to dig your heels in for the long run here. You're going to have to try to win 4 or 5 in a row at some point. Fisher, when they get going, we can see, man, just like last game, I think they took 8 in a row in that first game. They take 8 in a row again, I believe, in the second map as well. 9, you're right.
Comes down to whether St. Clair is a better second half team. That's what it is. F for Fisher for first half, S for St. Clair for second half. Are we gonna believe in that?
That's some cope.
That's some hard cope.
deep,
Let's be real.
That's some deep stuff.
But I mean, realistically, even on Fracture, they were better on the second half. It's just they gave out too many rounds in the first little bit. Maybe if they, squeak together an extra round this time around, they'll be in good hands. But look at this fade raise combo. Not quite the full deal gonna come through. Just the paint shells to clear out a little bit of space. Gonna be home though. It's like pushing up through garage here. We're tapping. I have an inkling of a feeling, but they might have read this one out once again. Astro Stars go down. All of a sudden, I realized their mistake. It was all a ruse. The college is gonna be looking to place this down on the C site.
It was all a dream. Now Dory gonna find this plant. Jello trying to find some kill over the middle here. Jello and Sushi trying to work out this middle area. Right now Ming sitting in garage. Ghost trained on this doorway. Multiple Saints feet away to his right shoulder there, seeing if he can find the timing. Ming gonna drop down those stars. He might have another nasty flank. Is 4-tapping gonna find the timing? No, he will. Gonna shut down Ming's little flank there. Dory's gonna find one on Jello. Or Sushi though. 4-tapping picking up a couple. Borj and Jello gonna try to round out the rest of this round. Logan though. Borj gonna be 1 HP. One bullet from Logan. And it's gonna be lights out for Borj. It's gonna be that headshot. 3 for Logan. And a round that St. Clair was looking to have, man, just falls apart toward the end. Logan good for 3. And Fisher good for 10.
Digits for Fisher here. Talked about the confidence going into basically Fisher's favorite map there. Unfortunately, seems to still be getting punished. Almost got the pistol round win. I think that if you get that once again, you're able to get a bonus round off the back end of that and push yourselves forward once again. That was sort of their winning strategy last time around. They got the pistol round, they got the bonus round, and then they were able to chain together a little bit more after that, at least for the side of the Saints on Fracture. But now, down 10-3, not quite in forced territory. It seems as if they are still going to just go with their save, go for their full buy next round. But at the very least, you're almost expecting to lose this round. You're basically saying, we're going to give you 11 and be able to come back from that. But even then, you have to be flawless for the rest of the map if you want to clear it out in normal time. And you only can have one gap if you want to go to overtime. I don't think any of these teams really want to go to overtime in that situation. Go all the way to the back line they go. They're looking to try and flank. The flankers there. Psych with the Bulldog finds 2. Mark as well, going to collect another one. Fortunately, he's going to take a gun out of the hands. The Psych is just a little bit too crazy. The read from 4-tapping. Not going to be successful. 4K for Psych there. 11 on the board for Fisher. And now, Saints, it is time to dig in your heels, as you said, and play perfectly. Yeah,
it is gut check time, officially being down 11-3. This might potentially be your last solid buy of the game if St. Clair drops this round. And even look at this buy of Fisher, though. You would think St. Clair would have the big advantage, but 3 Bulldogs and a Vandal. Nothing to slouch at, nothing to scoff at there. Fisher, they're going to put together a damn good buy here, at least considering the economy. They're going to be close to getting a couple of these ultimates as well, and that might be the kicker for the Saints. If Fisher just has better ultimate economy, even if St. Clair wins 1 or 2 of these rounds, ultimately Fisher, they're going to find those ultimates at some point, and they're probably going to be able to find a round off of it as well. Granted, they don't waste them or, try to find some bad timing. The Saints, though, they're going to send, or rather Fisher, they're going to send in that raise nice and early, trying to clear out this space. Dory going to get an immediate plant on B, and the Saints playing very passive.
And just a quick execute onto B. While it is a site that is easy to execute on, it's also sometimes easy to retake. Boris going to find 2 for themselves, getting that heat check. Just needs to make sure they don't overheat here. Em's though going to pick up another one as Sight finds 2. Once again, Bulldog Billy just in full force here. Boris though holding the angle, 3 health. Going to be shut down once again. So hard to defuse here. The after so low from Ming. 4-tapping going to be looking out here. Finds another one. Finds the shot through the wall as well. Check him, PC. Our favorite line in the world, but nonetheless, St. Clair calling 4-tapping's number. That's the 4th round for them.
Yeah, that's a much-needed round for St. Clair. They keep a couple of those rifles as well. That is going to be massive for that economy, but still see what kind of buy they're going to be able to scrape together, see what kind of buy Fisher's going to be able to put together too. It's going to be a very healthy one for Fisher. The Saints not going to be able to get full rifles across that board. They might just have enough for a 4th there. Looks like they will. They are going to have Jello over on that Bulldog. The rest of the gang going to be on those rifles. Again, every single round is so important for St. Clair to try to win this one out, but Rolling Thunder and Showstopper, especially in the hands of a guy named Psych. Pretty fitting for a race player to be named Psych. He has been getting onto site and causing a lot of havoc. That Showstopper being such a powerful tool to create space, kind of back up the Saints at least, and give Fisher the ability to walk on site.
And Haven, he's just been in their heads the entire time, Gotta study that one down before tries to find him. Psych still finds the head. That's exactly what it is. A triple entendre at that. 4-tapping going to be getting out of there. Showstopper comes through. There's no shows going on, though. He's going to be backing out. Throws a rocket out. Not quite going to land, but Ming, look at this. Lurking. Always on the flank. Always looking to try and find a cheeky kill or 2 here. boxes though, a little bit of damage going down. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's like gonna be shut down there. Ming just trying to decide where they want to go. You know, they were gonna go up through B, pulled back, now going through garage. Are they going to push forward, or are they just gonna play off site?
I mean, hey, if you're Fisher, you did lose your raise, but you still have all that defensive utility. Now, though, Ming getting taken offline by 4-tapping. Dory getting tagged up by those stuns. Shot to the box. Sushi gonna be good for that headshot. Sending out that haunt into Cubby. Trying to squat out these last Fisher members. They're gonna find those shots in Cubby. Ems and 4-tapping. Good for those last two. The Saints picking up a much-needed round, only losing one player in the process. Hey, you gotta start to spin these rounds together. That's gonna be 2 in a row to keep this game kicking.
Gonna have St. Clair, that's what we're talking about there, but nonetheless, still not quite the most cohesive buy on the opposite sides if they're gonna see it. It's gonna be the same.
They have
round.
a huge lead though.
Yeah, I saw Syke hovering that Phantom for a bit. I'm like, are you really gonna heat check that hard? Of course, 20-9 on the raise there for Syke. Gorge on the opposite side though, not doing too bad. 14-14, been picking it up the last couple of rounds. Definitely one of those people, as we mentioned, who they are either hot or cold in that situation. And right now, starting to heat up a little bit there. You know, lukewarm, going to toss him in the microwave for a couple more rounds, and then he'll be popping. But this showstopper could be indicative of that. Psycho moving forward aggressively, will get shut down. Great play from Ems to just hold their line, hold their composure. Find a kill.
Yeah, Silly Syke shooting the trademark or the rendezvous when Chamber was standing right in front of him. But luckily for the Saints, Ems, I know he was more than happy to see that one go through. They do have that 5v4 advantage. M's gonna get a couple tags. Gonna take out Clark as well. M still sitting at full health as well. Trying to get the reswing with this Phantom out of heaven here. Logan working this backside with that Headhunter in tow. Trying to see if any unsuspecting Saints walk up. Ming, back-to-back headshots over onto 4-tapping. That's gonna be a nice kill for Fisher. One right, they're gonna be down on the map there. Ming trying to escape here. Use those stars to jump peek over away to sewers. The Saints have that 4v3 advantage. Should theoretically be able to hold, but Boar's very, very low on health.
I gotta be really careful. Oh my goodness, Sushi gets headshot through the box there. Good jump peek at the very least to keep the head behind the box, but nonetheless, pushing. Oh, the fake once again.
Ming is always alone.
Well, every single time we just get these like set free cam shots, and it's just Ming just walking around being like, "Hey, what's going on? Oh, there's a gun for me. I'm gonna, buy up a little bit here." Granted, 71 health, not gonna be in the best of positions at the best of times. Dory though, get that plant down. Ming trying to play from hell here. What can they do? The Saints caught a little bit off guard by the fact they're back over at A once again. Or barely has a health bar, a decent chunk as well. Depends on how they can play this out. Sorry, Sushi took that damage. Wrong brother.
Listen, it's okay. Even M's taking a little bit of chip damage there, too. Look at this Astra utility. Dory binding up this fault line to the other side of the wall. Fault line comes through. Oh, Ming has a beautiful angle. Gonna be good for 2. M's, though, third of the round. Looking to find his 4th. He will do just that. All on Logan. Not gonna be enough, though. The Saints moving on to 6. Keeping a couple guns online there as well. Ultimately, though, finding these much-needed rounds. Maybe starting to get a little bit of momentum back here. But they still have a little bit of ways to go.
And of course, with the full buy coming through from Fisher next round, that's how difficult it was for them to hold against the pistols at the beginning of it. Of course, it was Ming being able to pick up that gun, but now M's just going to say, hey, listen, I got you, homie. Going to go for that Tour de Force as well. All going to come down to if they can get their value out of it. I think that the value of Tour de Force is always you got to get 2 kills. You got to get at least 2 with that because that is what you're really trying to invest into it. If you aren't able to get so, it's going to be putting you in a little bit of a rough situation. Granted, they will have the economies to buy once again next round if they are to lose this round, but of course they don't even want to put that in as a possibility. They don't want that to be completely out of their minds. They want this to be a guaranteed win for themselves.
Yeah, Logan does have that operator though, so maybe we're gonna see that. I thought we might see that chamber handshake over on C Long, but M's always gonna have other ideas. Ming, always that one lurking, trying to catch these Saints sleeping right now. He has positions himself so well. He's a very proactive controller. He wants to take space around the map, whether it's through utility or his own movement. Both these teams so patient to start things off. St. Clair knowing they can't really afford to go in there and throw any lives away. And Fisher, see what the might be.
Window here, they're effectively shoulder to shoulder, but they don't know it. They aren't aware of how close they are to each other. You can see the Prowler coming through for Clark, and finally Ming back out once again, the one on the opposite side. Logan's the one lurking this time around with that operator, just preventing any sort of aggression. But the Saints are perfectly fine to just wait and wait and wait. Their patience is being rewarded here. And now slowly they walk over towards this A site. An ultimate going to be thrown as well. But now here comes the execute. Cosmic Divide going to come through. Great blind. Sushi's going to get one.
Yeah, Clark going to trade that one back out. 4v4. Tour de Force still online. Jello getting these fault lines prepped and ready to roll. Boombot
30
is going to go out
seconds
there,
left.
see what Fisher members they can spot out through this Cosmic Divide. Dark cover going to be placed down there as well. Dory started the plant for a half second, now is going to commit to it. 20 seconds
Spike
left in the
planted.
round. Fisher is going to find that plant. We're into a 4v4. Divide is going to go down here. We're a force out of heaven. The timing with Logan. Logan does land that shot through the wall. Showstopper going to find one, but Borge is going to get taken out. M's low HP. Ming good for that headshot. Dory going to pick up a pair. Fisher now onto map point. They're going to keep that operator. They're going to keep a couple rifles as well. They're going to
Match
get that
point.
momentum back. They're going to have that Nightfall and that Rolling Thunder. The Saints should be able to put together one last buy here. One last hurrah, potentially. They are going to be able to do just that. Ems, that glass cannon, Borge, only going to be on that light armor. The ultimate as well for the Saints, only having that Nightfall. That they used 3 ultimates that round, and they still don't find it. That might end up being the kicker for them.
Got that Nightfall available. Great retake tool if necessary, but look at the opposite side. They have the Nightfall in return. They've got the Rolling Thunder. That can be just their quick execute onto any site that they want. And it seems as if they want to turn up the heat a little bit. Psych moving forward so aggressively through mid, trying to buy as much space. Hello. Up into that smoke, but I believe they saw the tracers through from those bullets, so that's gonna come down from Clark so early. Big Porsche gets shut down. Logan catches the
Spike
lurker.
planted.
Yeah, Logan, his best Wolverine impression there is going to find that kill. 4 tapping, seeing if he can get this paranoia shot through B there. We did see that Nightfall get burned
Face
from
your
St. Clair.
fear!
We're going to see it back the other way for Fisher. They have that man advantage. They have the plant. Logan has 2 kills on the operator. This is going to be pretty tough for St. Clair to dig themselves out of. This is a beautifully set up plant for Fisher as well. All 5 of these members just playing back, playing safe. M's going to find that first frag with the op. He's got a lot more work to do though after shock into that short corner. Rolling Thunder coming through as well for Fisher. They can smell the end of the game. They're going to invest a lot. Sushi's going to fall. Dory picking up that kill. Jello getting this flash ready. Going to swing. Not going to be enough though. All on M's, all on the operator, and all on that spike. He'll get shut down. 3 on the round for Dory, 2 on the board for Fisher. 1 map away from being the NECC Grand Champions.
Last player
Fisher
standing.
just playing into the cards a little bit there. You know, it's a little bit too much confidence coming through from the Saints on picking Haven there. Of course, we knew Fisher wanted that map going into it, and they definitely capitalized. They showed why they're so confident. What 82% win rate on that map.
Pretty good.
It's not something that you just do overnight. It's
You
not
don't
something
see 80% on money teams on
and you
anything
don't
either.
see 11 games on it as well. It is so much data on there. They knew exactly what to expect, and unfortunately maybe just said, hey, we beat them last time, let's do it again. Sometimes that can be that red herring in that situation, but nonetheless, good effort coming through from the Saints. But once again, it's just those streaks. They gotta cut those streaks down. They have to be able to heat check the side of Fisher, because that is what's ruining them. You look at, just take out those streaks, take out the 8 streak, take out the 9 streak. It's Saints doing well in those situations, but streaks just get them.
And granted, on Fracture, they had a lot better of a second half. Haven, they kind of went out with a little bit of a whimper. They say they took the first 2 rounds of the game. They only finished taking 6 total, so Fisher goes on a 13-4 run to close things off. That's not going to drive any success for you. And as we said, Haven, it was definitely a gamble. They felt good about it, but we talked about those best of ones. While they're nice, and it's a little bit of data for you to go back on, you're still picking probably the best Haven team in Collegiate, the top 2 or 3. They are confident on it. They had taken that map once, so they already known, okay, we took a game under St. Clair. Now we can maybe play a little bit loose, and when those guys play loose, you saw Ming, so many lurks, so many great plays from Psych. Fisher just too well as a unit there. They have a 2-0 lead. But with that being said, we're going to throw it back over to a very, very quick break. Potentially the last map of the night coming after the break. Fisher holds a 2-0 lead.
A little bit of a challenge. Trying to turn that corner though, not able to find the shot quite yet. Sushi gonna find one to open it not up. Borg taking a lot of damage, great blind to come through as Borg collects another. This execute onto A has been absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness, never mind. Dory coming around with the headshots. It's gonna be a 2v2 now. Now they've got to hold the door. They will be able to solve that one out. My goodness, that round went in a hurry.
Yeah, the Saints execute.
Gonna find that onto Logan, and now find his execute 56 health. Still gonna be able to find it. Will get traded out as Jello able to avenge their brother. But still time ticking down. Finally, the spike gonna be put down. He's gonna come through. Not quite gonna be enough. Oh my goodness, great stun coming through from Dory once again, and now a difficult hold here. More tap is gonna fall. Spike. Dory link up for those last couple of
Dory still locking down this suit. This man was such a dangerous angle. 3 Saints holding hands in that conga line, waiting for the push to come through. Namon's gonna come there. Dory gonna pop flash to the wall. The Saints are all in his business though. Borge, good for 1. Psych though, trading that one right back. Only 2 Saints remaining. 4 tapping and Jello, I believe. Psych picking up the kill into 4 tapping. Jello gonna fall to floor, and 4 alive still for Fisher. Fisher members looking up to the sky to check those angles, but make something happen. It's gonna have to be on this A site. Getting ready to stack up here. Ming getting ready on that Astra though. The pop flash is coming through. Execute's gonna have to be there. They're gonna find 1-for-1 though. Psych, beautiful short corner. 3 on the board. 3 headshots as well. Actually,
It's gonna be an absolute bloodbath here. Rolling Thunder comes down. Cork's already found Force on the entry. Showstopper gonna come down as well. Rolling Thunder coming back the opposite way this time. Gonna stall it out. Nightfall gonna be the answer, but Ming is around the back once again. The Saints, they're trapped inside here. There's absolutely no way out with 10 seconds left. You gotta find a way in. Sushi finds one. Fortappen finds another. The spike has yet to be planted here. Logan with the headhunter. And that's gonna be Logan cleaning up Fortappen as well. It almost...
Logan trying to lock down this super Zango Forge. Might be in for a bad play. Dark cover. Oh, the timing just wasn't there. Pulling up that shorty now. Seeing if any of these Saints members might be underneath him. Playing that little rat squad Forge. He's going to get that spike planted though. Ming now going to make his swing. Fortappen finds the first one. The Saints, they have to find some way to trade up this. They do not want to take a 1v1 with Ming. He's going to win the first one, and he will win the second one. Fortappen and Forge, not going to be enough. Ming taking that option, reaching the... You got it right. Fisher, yeah, Fisher always looking to find these flanks. We saw Ming earlier as well. Even playing on that Astra, trying to find this backline. That C is going to get popped out there from Fisher. Nothing to follow though. Forge. Shell's going to the sewer there into that corner instead. Psych getting tagged up. The paint shell is going to be too much though. M's picking up that kill over on the Clair. The Saints now a 2-man advantage. This is the round you're looking to have. Forge picking up yet another kill. Dory beat away to his right shoulder there. Seeing if he can find the timing. Ming knock down those stars. He might have another nasty flank. Is Fortappen gonna find the timing though? He will. Gonna shut down Ming's little flank there. Dory's gonna find one on Jello or Sushi though. Fortappen picking up a couple. Forge and Jello gonna try to round up the rest of this round. Logan though. Forge gonna be 1 HP, 1 bullet from Logan. And it's gonna be lights over Forge. It's gonna be that headshot, 3 for Logan. And around that St. Clair was looking to have, man.
And just a quick execute onto B. While it is a site that is easy to execute on, it's also sometimes easy to retake. Forge gonna find 2 for themselves, getting that heat check. Needs to make sure they don't overheat here. Emzo's gonna pick up another one as Sight finds 2. Once again, Bulldog Billy just in full force here. Ortho holding the angle, 3 health, and he's shot down once again. So hard to defuse here. The after so low from Ming. Fortappen gonna be looking out here, finds another one, finds the shot through the wall as well. Check him, PC, our favorite line in the world. The back now going through Barrage. Push forward, or he's gonna play offside.
I mean, hey, if you're Fisher, you did lose your raise, but you still have all that defensive utility. Now, though, Ming getting taken offline by Fortappen. Dory getting picked up by those stuns. Shot through the box. Sushi gonna be good for that headshot. Setting up that haunt into Cubby. Trying to spot out these last Fisher members. They're gonna find those shots in Cubby. M's and Fortappen. Good for those last 2 this year. Into a 4v4 divide. He's gonna go down here. Force out of heaven. The timing with Logan. Logan does land that shot through the wall. Showstopper gonna find where the Forge is gonna get taken out. M's low HP. Ming good for that headshot. Dory gonna pick up a pair. Fisher now onto map point. Welcome back in, everybody. NECC Grand Finals to crown the Northeast champion. Fisher College, as you can see, taking the first two maps off St. Clair College. 13-9 on Fracture, and I believe the final score was 13-6 on Haven. Fisher, the story of the night has been Fisher. They take 9 rounds in a row on Fracture, end up being the crippling factor for those Saints. And on Haven, they do a similar thing. They end up taking 8-9 rounds in a row. The Saints never able to come back in that series. Now, Ascent could potentially be our final battlefield for this evening. Fisher looking to close things out, send us packing home early. The Saints trying to put up one last fight in this NECC season. This might be the actual, I think, the last game of Valorant this team might play for the semester as well.
Yeah, it's, everything's on the line here. And one thing that we noticed as well, at the very least for today's series, their spirits seem to be a lot higher. And I think one of the main
having fun.
They're having a lot more fun with it. And at the end of the day, listen, it's game 3. You've got nothing to lose. You're down 2-0. Yeah. Worst case, you lose 3-0. Oh, well. Best case, you pick up this map, you get your tempo back, you go back on Debris, sort of your map pick where you can potentially, push forth something that Fisher don't have a whole lot of experience on. And then if you get to Pearl, I think this is the biggest thing. If you get to Pearl, Fisher are terrible on Pearl. We'll keep it a whole stack. They're bad on Pearl. And that is the goal. You want to try and take advantage of that because the Saints have been excellent on it at that. Already Execute coming forward. Logan getting in. They're taking a couple of shots here. Just all A-site to themselves here. Going to be a little bit of a retake central here coming through of note. Fisher College rocking the Killjoy there. be opting for the chamber instead. So a little bit of a change in sentinels, or quote-unquote sentinels, as we
And
like to
Fisher
say.
on the attack to start things off too. Oh, Ems, little one tap. No killjoy this round. Cloric though, finding that kill onto Jell. A little KO action, 4 tapping. Beautiful pop flash. Cloric is so damn good on this KO. Ems gonna get taken out in heaven there. Borge trying to keep things alive here. Has 2 members to deal with. Psych gonna be a little bit too much for Borge there. And now Fisher gonna take on Pistol.
They take the pistol round and likely to take the next round afterwards. Once again, it's just about preventing the streaks from rolling through. We've just got to keep an eye on that.
Or at least keep it to like 5.
Keep it at 5.
8-9, you're really, you're hurting.
4 or 5 rounds in a row, happens. Saints had a streak there where they got 4 in a row. They got 5 in a row. I think on Fracture it was, a streak of 4 and a streak of 5, basically. Put them together. But, if you're giving up 8 in a row, man, so difficult to fight up against that, because then you look at the score and you're like, oh, it's pointless. It's so ruined at that point. You just don't have the same level of confidence at that. The combo going to come down. Nobody's home at B main. At least not in the spot that they're expecting. The crossfire set up here. Killjoy turret. Just always going to be holding that lobby area.
Yeah.
So it prevents you from getting aggressive. But Ems might have the read. Misses that shot. Says, I'm not going to waste any more credits.
Exactly, yeah. Worth the 1 bullet, but you don't want to try to take 2 or 3 shots. Clark trying to get that jump peak going. The Saints, a little bit of a more measured approach from Fisher. Oh, 4 tapping. Shorty into this dark cover. Gonna find 1. Second shot not gonna be off in time, though. Jello, though, with the Shorty. Call them the Shorty Kings. They're picking up a couple, though. But honestly, for this round, considering the weaponry, that's a lot of value for those 2 Shorties. That's an expensive loss for Fisher. Psych, though, picking up that kill over onto Sushi. And he's working his way through Tree, working his way over onto Borge as well. Now, all on Ems, all on Chamber. Headhunter in hand. Will he be able to find the target, though? Gonna dodge that KO knife. Door getting shut in his face, though, unfortunately. If you try to recover one of these weapons here, he's gonna get that Bulldog. So at worst case, I don't think he'll go for a save.
He's not
honestly.
safe.
No, he's not safe.
It's not worth it to save
Why
at that
would you?
point.
Yeah.
You don't get as many credits in that situation,
point.
and you're going to be sitting with a Bulldog, only going to be able to up the shield as opposed to potentially having a little bit more. Know exactly where he is now, shooting that down. Comes down to what Ems wants to do. Drops down the rendezvous. There's so many angles being held. Ems needs to find something. Shot's just going to land, and Psych with the 3K once again. Man, this guy's crazy.
He's got Psych in his name. He's got to be a little bit crazy, especially, hey, he plays Valorant, so by default, going to be a little more insane than the average player, but that's what makes him so damn good. 5-0 on the Sova, and his variety of agents as well, playing the Raze, playing the Sova, both different, very different fundamentally. Cloric, though we talked about his KO on Fracture, he was absolutely disgusting. Went like 24 and 13, 16, 17 assists, had that LeBron James stat line filling things up. The rest of the Saints, though, now going to have that full buy together. Only Sushi going to be on that half armor. They're going to try to find this round, and honestly, this is a round, considering how this series has gone, the Saints, man, you got to really make sure you nail this one down.
Yeah, and it should be a win for them, because, it's a Stinger on one side, it's, 3 members with rifles, and then half buys on the opposite side, just trying to hold the Econ down, but execute onto this B side already going so quickly. Borge going to find 1, going to find 2. Heat check coming into play, though. Cloric going to get up from behind. Psych picks up another one. Now Sushi in Boathouse, just buying time for the homies to pull up. Shock Dart going to come through. We'll be able to find 1. Sova's caught looking the wrong way. Was greeting him at Walmart and said, nope, you're behind me. Find a nice round for the side of the Saints here. 3 members staying strong, holding those rifles down at the very least. It's cutting that streak short once again, and this time, Saints just got to try and roll some more off.
Yeah, they're still going to have those 5 Vandals together. Actually, take that back. Sushi opting for that Phantom. Light armor going to be over on Boris Fisher with a pretty equal buy across that board. We're going to see that little full house split. Vandal and Phantom Ming, the only one on that light armor, over on that Killjoy. This is going to be such an important first start of this game. The Saints, we always say it, they're very, very streaky, so that means you want to get out to that hot start. You can maybe try to work that momentum when they seem to get a little bit too far behind. Things are tough. Taking a nice little travel with this KO knife. Try to get some information tagged up. Gonna find a little bit, is gonna take out Sushi's utility market there.
Yeah, just for a couple of seconds there. Logan, though, gonna find a fracture themselves early. M's just in smoke. Trying to find the angles here. Sushi as well, just trying to cover any sort of angles they could be coming around from. But Ems, as soon as the smoke fades, Cloric there. Capitalize. And it's a 5v3 situation right now. Sushi just nothing right now. Just trying to find anything possible. Coming through for tapping. Try to see if they can find lots of members of Fisher here. Are they going to be able to find one? Jello finds one. They're going to pick up the return kill.
Wow.
Jello finds 3. They all just walk into the line of fire. And all of a sudden, this round looks winnable. It's a 1v2. Sushi looking to avenge his brother. It's not a lot of health on Logan. He's got 30 health. This is definitely winnable.
Yeah, Sushi has those prowlers, has that haunt in the back pocket as well. Gonna have to wait out this nano swarm. Try to find Fisher. Now gonna get on that plant. First spray comes through, but Fisher, they always do such a good job of trading each other out, being there to set up those crossfires. They never seem to take a 1-for-0, and just then, they're gonna take that 1-for-1, and they're gonna take their third round of the game. The Saints, it looked good for a second there. Honestly, though, besides that hero play from Jello finding that double spray, that would have been a much more tricky round. This round, though, gonna have a whole lot of, it's gonna be a lot trickier than that last one. The battle stingers, the typical stingers we're gonna see, but gonna be a couple classics. Boars maybe gonna try to do something with that showstopper. I would doubt it, though. Fisher, very, very healthy buy. Logan on the shorty, but he has that Blade Storm, so.
Yeah, that's the goal. Just sort of save up there. The main gun that's sort of oddball off the wall is that Guardian getting picked up. Nonetheless, to be able to find something. To get out from that scan as well. Ems doesn't want to risk it. Yeah. Those Headhunter bolts going to be super high value. Already popped here, but we'll push forward from Fisher. They don't feel pressed for time at that. They want to sort of peek out their angles, see what they can get. But realistically, Saints have no reason to peek. They've got nothing in the inventory to peek. That's a lot of knives already expended off of Logan and Ems. Taking a decent chunk of damage, but at the very least, they are still alive.
All it takes is one to the head for that refresh, though. Logan working his way up toward market, toward pizza here. One of these Saints, the jump peek gonna come through. Jello is gonna get tagged up a little bit there. Gonna send out that pop flash, forward tapping on the short angle. Gonna do a lot of damage over onto Logan. Not gonna find that kill though. However, the blades are gonna be gone now. Borge with this shorty playing on the backside of this dark cover on Catwalk. Jello trying to see if he can make heads or tails up this B site right now. Fisher grouped up in market, gonna land a couple shots over onto Ming. He's gonna have to get away. 60 HP. Now recon dart not gonna find the tag. Logan going over the top with the shorty. Not gonna find that kill. Ming is gonna trade out forward tapping. No Jello. Short corner stinger. Not gonna be enough. Fisher picking up a couple of frags over here on this B site. They have that 4v2 advantage. They have the lockdown and that Hunter's Fury. This is going to be a very tough round for the Saints, especially Borge waddling through this dark cover with a shorty.
Trying to find anything that they can, but just walks right into the firing line from Dory. Sushi gonna have to be the hero once again if possible. Won't be able to find that. Clark finds the head once again in this fourth round for Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher, this is the thing we talked about, and the Saints kind of get behind early on. Once again, though, they are going to be able to put together this by Ems. Once again, playing that glass cannon roll, that operator is going to show its head. Ems off to that 1-5 start, a little bit colder of a start than we're used to seeing from him, but see if he can get back on track here with this operator, kind of that great equalizer. Psych gonna hold on to that Guardian for the time being. Fisher starting to play that economy game just a little bit. The Saints, if they end up losing this round, especially investing in that operator, this could be a very, very tricky, waters to navigate the next little while.
Yeah, it's like just a little bit of music for themselves. I'm not actually gonna catch anyone out, but does reveal at least a couple members over to the side. 5 members of Fisher strong. Moving forward, Null Command gonna be popped as well. Gonna be the lockdown as well. They want to get this A site, they want to get it quick, but Borge taking a little bit of a stroll, taking the long route around. Jello at the very least gonna be able to find one for themselves, not in the lockdown either, so at the very least gonna stay safe. Logan though will find the kill in return. Dory as well finds one.
Yeah, Null Command lockdown, so difficult to play off of, especially Clark. He does get taken out, but gets picked up from that null state. He's gonna be back online for this round. Dory, 4 HP, but that's all you need to pop this paranoia through heaven. Send those dark covers out on that cooldown. Psych and Borge gonna trade out one apiece there. St. Clair down to 2 members though, and one of those members not looking too good right now. Sushi gonna be tagged down so low. Pretty much going to be an impossible retake for St. Clair. Considering the state of the economy, as we mentioned, you have to back off, especially Ems having that operator. If they were to drop that weapon, it would spell disaster for them.
Yeah, Sushi living with what, single-digit HP there, just barely staying alive. Opting for the safe play. Opting to save here. You want to try and have that operator. You want to try and get a fresh look on life. Chloric. Get a little bit of a peek-see here, but 8 health Sushi not going to be the one to bite there. Oh, that's scary. Oh, M's going to find one on the way out, at the very least. Take some of that extra money away. Logan definitely didn't have to peek that. Got a little bit greedy, flew too close to the sun, and now has 50 credits to their name. Looking like a student bank account there.
Yeah, cheeky little minus 2,900 there for M's. Going to pick up that kill with the operator. Now we're going to upgrade over to that full armor. The Saints, though, a couple of them did get taken out, so you're going to see a little bit of a half buy here from some of these members. They don't really have a choice. They're going to be leaning heavily on Sushi, 4 tapping, and M's to really find these frags. Getting that Guardian and that Phantom picked up. The other 2 members going to get at least full armor off this one. Fisher, though, they've taken, I believe, 4 or 5 in a row now. Borge going to get going with that showstopper early on. Seeing if he can find any angle, try to get this early aggression. M's going to be super aggressive to kick things off. Can't tag that rendezvous either. That KO suppress going to be a little bit too much for him. Paranoia on the backside. Fisher, they're going to try to take this space.
They're taking a lot of space already. The Recon Bolt as well, just being so annoying. All the Sova util is being tossed at the wall. Nice shot though, gonna come through from Ems. At least they picked up one. But now coming through. Oh, it's 4-tap and Sushi linking up for a couple more. Dory finding shots, but 4-tap and finds a second one. Not gonna find it. Dory able to find the kill there. It's 1v3 situation though, but Dory's been real good about playing this one out. He's gonna use that ultimate, get over to that A site, just buy so much space.
I wonder if 4-tapping follows him with that ultimate. You imagine trying to TV back on site. At least maybe cancel the plant, but not gonna do that. Not gonna waste it. They had this 3v1. They have a lot of time to play with. They're gonna be able to make this easy rotation to send. Not a map like Fracture or Pearl. You can get across that sucker in a few seconds. Dory gonna cheat up towards heaven here. On the other side of this glass window, 3 Saints stacked up right to his shoulder here. They're going to get onto this A site now. The flank is money, though. Finds the first one. Paint shells are going to go live there. Almost going to tag him up. Not going to find that kill. Dory, he has 3 on the round. It's all going to be the timing game. He's going to fake that shrouded step into the dark cover. Jello, though, is going to start to stick this defuse. Borge going to help him out. The Saints are going to take a much-needed round back.
Cut the streak, cut the streak, cut the streak. That is the name of the game here. You have 4 ultimates in your inventory now. You have the Tour de Force online. 4-tapping, despite going down there, still able to buy up a little bit more here. Everyone's going to be able to buy. Everyone's going to be able to afford it. It's a more cohesive buy. Yes, Sushi with the Bulldog. We've seen what they can do with that gun in the past. You know that they've got a couple of tricks up their sleeve in that regard. Nonetheless, Jello buying from him too. You know, brotherly love, handing over the gun, making sure that your bros got the ammo to work with. Nonetheless, Ems on that Tour de Force, as always, going to be that key member. Interestingly enough, sitting near the bottom right now, but that's okay. At the end of the day, if Ems is going to be down there, it means everyone else is starting to pick it up in these rounds. Fisher with 5, walking right through mid. This could be a death trap if Ems is able to land the shots here, able to find one, gets their worth.
Ems, so many targets on the screen. You could tell he was kind of doubting who to shoot there. There were so many options, but he's going to find one on that Tour de Force. Unfortunately, though, gets traded out immediately, so that's going to be a massive weapon off the table now for these Saints, especially considering we're now into this 4v4. That Omen ult, they have that null command as well, but they're going to try to play that ult economy. Bores the timing. He's going to find that kill over onto Ming, over in Garage there now. Trying to play back, checking off in market. The rest of these Fisher members, though, cheating over toward this A site. Jello going to be the one waiting over there with 4-tapping to see if they can stop this play.
And it's an interesting angle for them to push through. They're trying to push up through tree, find their way back into the spawn. But look at the crossfire that they've set up here. 4-tap and Sushi just holding all these angles. I've been turning away for a little bit there, but Sushi might sniff something out here. Finds them. At the very least, 4-tap are going to be able to turn around, find 2 for themselves. And Fisher now stumped. It's all down to Dory, but look at where Borge is. Still lurking across this B site.
30 seconds left.
Don't have the spike either, so it's going to be a little bit of an interesting play. It's going to open up some of this crossfire. Dory might not expect Borge to be right there. Will be able to find it on the turnaround. 30 health, though. Not the greatest of situations. Might not have enough time to get off the site.
Yeah, just gonna have enough time. That Omen ultimate, though, is gonna get popped here. See if they can dissuade this push. He is gonna commit the push into Boathouse. 4-tapping is gonna keep that ultimate going. Not gonna cancel it. Finds his 3rd of the round. St. Clair also gonna find their 3rd of the game. Just like you talked about, you gotta stick a fork in that momentum. And now we're gonna see Fisher calling that tactical timeout. The first timeout they've had to call the entire series, matter of fact.
And interesting that they call it here. Of course, they just lose a round that I think they felt was in their hands. It was a little bit of a ragtag buy coming through from the side of Fisher in some ways, but also they're just finally even able to solve them a little bit. Maybe just take a moment to cool them off a little bit. Sometimes these timeouts aren't necessarily to set up strategy, but more so just to get your mind back in the game or cool off the enemy team. It's very tactical how they use these. You know, that's why it's called the tactical timeout. Sometimes you call it timeout and you don't even need it. You're just like, you know what? We just want to mess with them a little bit in that situation. But nonetheless, Saints able to pick up a couple more rounds for themselves, and if they're able to keep this momentum, it's going to be a good sign. Ascent is one of those maps that they haven't had the greatest history on, but it's not their worst map by any mean. I think Bind has been more of that coin flip situation. On the other hand, you know, feeling quite confident on Ascent. This is one of their map picks. EB falling into the trap once again. You know, they took Haven. Granted, we knew that was a known factor. This one might just be going the opposite way, where we're just like, you know what, we're confident on this after our Indiana win. We're going to keep it going.
And that's a good point about calling that timeout. A, to try to get yourself reset. B, it's kind of like icing the kicker in football. If the Saints are on a really nice run right now, you can kind of put a stop to the momentum, make them sit back, think for a minute, maybe try to reassess some of these strategies. We're going to see Ems over just with that. He is going to actually have that operator in tow. Fisher getting to put together a couple sheriffs here. Send Dory over on that Hero Vandal. Got that from last round as well. Beautiful, beautiful Berlin sign as well. Boris getting these paint shells ready, trying to see if they can get this combo going. No Fisher members home.
I think that the Fade Raise combo, it is so telegraphed at this point that I think a lot of the time teams will just back off and they'll be like, nah, we're not pushing. We're going to wait 10 seconds. We'll wait for that to go through. You know, you hear all the sound cues and everything. You just buy your time. But pushing up through mid this time around, moving aggressively, but they know where the Saints are. Both of them just filling in Boathouse, and this is where it gets challenging. Are you going to be able to find your shot? Borge finds 2. They've definitely found their shot, but they are shut down by Psych. 4v3 situation. Now you just got to hold your angles.
Yeah, they do have that weapon advantage, so these long-range angles are going to be the play. Jello, timing is everything. Finds that kill over onto Dory. Sushi getting that haunt ready, trying to scout out the rest of this Fisher team into this 4v2. The Killjoy and the Sova, the 2 remaining survivors here, trying to see if they can rip off a couple of these rifles, make this a little more expensive for these Saints here. Ming on that Sheriff next to Switch here. Psych also there to support him. He does have that Vandal. He's going to find one. Gets a little bit of chip damage on the M's. I believe that op shot going to ring out through the night. Fisher still going to be trying to figure out what they're going to do. 4-tapping. Figures out where Ming is at. Finds that headshot. Now
30
Psych
seconds left.
trying to find maybe one more kill before this round ends. But M's looks like he might have the read looking for with this operator, just trying to play a little bit conservative, not wanting to lose that op in the last seconds of this round.
And realistically, he doesn't need to push. They don't need to push in this situation. It is all down to Psych. He needs to make the first move here. He has to commit to a plant at a certain point. You know, time ticking down. Psych might have to just try and go for these kills to try and get as much econ as possible. Gonna drop down. Headshot. Overkill at that. Jello able to hold the line. And honestly, 4-tapping finding that one pick right on the smoke. It was... I don't know how he saw him. I didn't see... It's just been a millisecond there, one frame where you catch it and able to land your shot, but nonetheless, pro now for the side of St. Clair. They're building up already a better second or first half. They've been able to do all these series.
Yeah. I mean, isn't the #1 unwritten rule of Valorant, if you see a smoke, shoot through it right away?
Yeah,
because a lot of the times, good things are going to happen. Even if they don't, you have enough ammo, you only waste 6-7 shots. See if you can get some free damage in there. Maybe dissuade that push for just a little bit longer. Fisher, as we said, St. Clair, they have taken these last 3 rounds significantly better start than they have shown either of those first 2 maps. It's a good old wombo combo coming out there once again. Not going to find any value, but it just to slow that push down, maybe get a read, maybe get some utility burn. See if they can catch someone. See if they can catch someone sleeping. A heavy A stack for the time being, but a couple members splitting off toward this middle area.
It makes sense to use that combo there because it buys time for the chamber to just sort of walk down into wine here, potentially look for a little bit of a cheeky peek at that. Now just A-Long is going to be held down by that chamber. They can move their resources elsewhere. Catwalk seems to be the play. Cloric pinging that one out. They might have heard Borge making a little bit too much noise. Do they know how many members are here, though? Immediately in here is Logan, just catches the feet of Borge there, able to knock him down. Sushi, though, trying to hold the line, turns around, wrong time. Sight going to be able to clean that one up, and now 4-tapping. Coming to the scene a little bit late here. Be in trouble. Ems able to find anything thus far with his operator. Might have just missed Story as well.
He's got 3 members barreling down. They know he's in cellar. The Blade Storm. Logan, a beautiful play. They knew they had the numbers. They knew they had Ems pinned down. 4-tapping, having to fight through all this utility. That spray down coming through, the KO nade coming on the backside there. The Saints at a massive disadvantage right now, this 5v2, and it was all on the back of that beautiful push through cellar. Fisher just choking off 2 of those Saints members, not really giving them a chance to breathe there. Clark getting that pop flash ready for 3. That KJ turret bringing off into the night sky as well. Fisher looks like they have a stranglehold on this site, and if you're St. Clair at this point, you don't want to keep giving rounds away. But I was going to say, you might play for the save. They will save nothing. Fisher will take that flawless, and they will stop that little run St. Clair was on.
Of course, the economy's in decent shape. Jello really the only one who's been sort of low on funds, but able to get... not going to be getting...
If they have the operator, they won't be able to... Yeah, if they have the operator, they won't be able to second buy anyone.
Yeah, it's going to be a Sheriff coming through, something like that. Even a Bulldog on Sushi, granted, they've had some pretty good looks with that.
Someone bless Jello. They can't really, to be honest, but
they?
Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, they bust them in. They bust them up.
But now, if you don't win this round again, that is going to be super, super expensive. Fisher, they're going to know that once they get a read on these weapons. They still have that Hunter's Fury, trying to find the right time to use that. The Saints, they had that Nightfall and the Null Command, 2 game-changing fight, or game-changing ultimates. Ems always on this operator. Seeing if he can find this first pick. The jump peak's going to be good. Did they spot Ems out is the question. Looks like they might have that Nano Swarm. Looks like it's going to come over the top there. They are. They're going to pop that one back in the corner. Ems, though, not going to get tagged up just yet.
Peeking, yeah, great shot coming through from Logan. You know they've got that aim. You know they've got that power. Down already. Now, 5v4 situation for Fisher. They've always thrived in these situations. It's been rare that they sort of give up big number leads in rounds. It's been down to them sort of clutching it out, and that's been the big difference maker for them. They always seem to be able to rise up when they're down in members, but when they're ahead, it's almost locked and loaded every single time. Maybe shoot down door here, at least giving a little bit of information. Angle from Fortap and just sort of stay off site for now, but from the Shadow's going to be popped as well. 1-2 picked up on Fortap and will get shut down by Cloric. Logan as well going to find another one to Sushi, and now it is just Borge against the world. 3 members strong. 1 point away from that showstopper, though. You find a pick and maybe you can make some plays happen.
He's got the blast packs too, so if he can find an early frag, there is theoretically a world. But Logan on the operator, that is a nasty angle. Going to clip that staircase and clip Borge's head in the process. Logan, 3K on that operator. Pretty much bankrupting the Saints before half here. This should be potentially another round in Fisher's favor. Again, they have that null command. They have that Hunter's Fury. The Saints, they do have a lot of firepower on that backside, though, so what they're going to lack in weapons, they will make up for in some of these ultimates. Not going to have the Tour de Force. That showstopper, though, that will have to prove value. They're going to have to find at least one with that showstopper and hopefully put a rifle into Borge's hands. Fisher, though, they're looking to take this half 8-4 and continue their run here.
Exactly. No, this time there's no curse to potentially bail out the Saints, but granted, they will have a little bit more wiggle room on the opposite side. Borge moving forward aggressively with that stopper. Will they find anyone? Fires it off. Psych gets caught in the blast path.
Borge is going to take him out. Null command is going to come through for Fisher now, though. Seeing if they can make heads or tails of this 5v4. That is a beautiful nade into the corner. Trying to spot out Ems here. Down to 30 HP. No utility available as well. He's got that crossfire, though. Logan is going to win out that fight. More tapping with a pair, though. Cloric and Sushi going to answer back and forth there. Dory finding a couple tags, but Borge going to be the one to find that kill. Saints push this one to a 7-5 half. They are alive and they are fighting.
And they had no right to win that round if we're being real. That was just a ramshackle by there, you know. It's the right clicks at the end of it, clutching it up for Borge, but nonetheless, 5 rounds. Well, that defense not going to be the worst case scenario, but now switching sides, maybe they've got some sort of dead set strategy that they can go for, you know, really push Fisher to their limits here, because finally they have a little bit more wiggle room. They can afford to, you know, drop a couple of iffy rounds here and there, so long as they're able to still win out on that majority. It really comes down to their grit. It comes down to their determination. You need to show what you're made of here, Saints. That is what it comes down to. And of course, Fisher, they need to keep showing what they've been showing. They've been showing some pretty strong rounds at that. It's like 14-7. What a performance. But 4-tapping has come alive. It's gone from 4-tapping down to 2-tapping last map and now into 1-tapping.
Yeah, the only worry would be Ming has had a pretty slow start to this game, but Killjoy on defense, definitely going to be that favored side for that agent. Let's see if he can use that utility to try to lock down these sites, try to keep these Saints at bay here. It looks like it's going to be this A selection for St. Clair right now. A couple members lurking over to that backside of B, but M's always trying to take that mid control with that chamber. Locked down here in this garage area. The Saints just trying to see what is waiting for them over on that A site. What can they kind of bait out here? And are they able to find that first frag and then run with it?
Waiting, biding their time here, and you can see M's just lurking. Oh man, Logan finds the head on Forge. Tries to get in there, punished. Dory does with the spray down. Jello is taken out as well. Just in the collateral, just through the spray down. After that headshot, you find an extra member. Ems, though, will collect their man. 10 health. Not going to be in the greatest of situations, but at the very least, has bought themselves a little bit of space. 4-tapping finds Ming as well. Now, up to 3v3. Granted, the health bar's not in the greatest of spots there. Cloric just swinging around, spraying and praying.
Yeah, Cloric going to find that last kill. 2 Saints alive, still Logan. This Sheriff has been so dangerous. The timing is going to be his. 1 tap. Going to find that kill onto 4-tapping. Sushi answers the call onto Logan there, but it's just going to be Fade and her Prowlers trying to see if they can get onto this site here. Sushi all alone running into these 2 Fisher members. KO going to be a pretty annoying agent to run into as well. Dory playing that high-low game with the side with that's going to be Cloric rather. They're going to take that round up, move on to 8-5 lead here. They're going to take that first pistol, trying to get back in this game.
So again, you know, it just came down to aim differences there. Logan able to find the head right away, and now just up into that Phantom immediately. This has been the man to watch. I feel like throughout this entire series, Psych and Logan have always been on their game, always on point. Now it just comes down to finding the execution. Of course, on offense, you have a little bit more money to play around with. Usually just because you get the plants down, you're able to get a little bit more money off of that. But Fisher be trying to make sure that they get as little as possible. Psych already with that area just trying to ruin their day. Pushing forward aggressively. It's all 5 members once again through A, and this time they're just going to try and find anything. Cloric, though, sprays down Borge to open it up.
First kill going over to Fisher there. Once again, they play these 5v4s so intelligently. They get exactly what they're looking for, and then they kind of take that foot off the gas just a little bit, try to read the situation. You can see that recon dart come hovering in from the backside there of Heaven. Jello seeing what he can make out of this mid push right now, seeing if there's any Fisher members lying in wait that he can maybe sneak one of these kills over. But Fisher, as we said, they got that one pick and they're playing defense and they still have Killjoy alive. They have no incentive to go searching out these kills. All they got to do is hold these angles. Clair, Menace working out a 3 so far. Taking that knife out, he's going to get a couple of Saints tagged up there. The information he's looking for, and he's going to try to hold this angle too.
Mortappen trying to push forward aggressively, gets the head tap, but it's 2 coming back the opposite way from Logan. Better weaponry is just reigning supreme. Not that health bar from Logan. Maybe you can cheese him out there, but even still, someone's going to pick up that Phantom and be in good shape. Blind coming through. Ems is able to pick up one onto Logan, but isn't able to find anyone else. Dory finds a couple at the end of it. On to 9. Go Fisher. Clair now with their full buys. What are they going to be able to do? They need to put together a conceded effort once again here. Going to be full shields. Going to be full rifles at the very least. Borge opting for a little bit more utility. Less. They need to pick up this round. They need to try and get themselves back in line here because once again, those streaks can come back to haunt them. It was 5 of the first 6 and 4 of the last 5 going the way of Fisher with just a little bit of a hiatus there in the middle where they call that timeout. Maybe that's exactly what it was, just cooling them off. Saying,
as I said, it's like icing the kicker. Just,
exactly.
Hey, we're going to make you guys wait a minute now. You're on a little hot streak. Just take a pause. Take a breather. Let's reassess. Not going to get any info with that. Actually, he's going to get a lot of info. Like, had to get the third-person view there. Work. More tapping. There's anything over on that catwalk to find the Saints. As you mentioned it, though, too, the series and the way this game has felt as well. This feels like a round they kind of have to have if they really want a good chance of getting back in here. Oh, Korik landing that full burst over on the boards, I believe it was. So low on HP now. That's going to be a killer. If he tries to blast pack in there, one stray bullet he catches, that's going to spell the end of his round, and the Saints cannot afford to turn any more rounds over to Fisher. They are taking this heavy mid control. We haven't really seen this pushing them so far. Oh, the Ming's turret, just like we said, that's all he's going to need to take out Borge. That is a crucial piece of this attack gone now.
And Borge just been forced all the way back. Am's able to pick one up, but Ming once again gets another one with the util. They've gotten as many kills with util as they have with guns this game, and it's all coming in this round. Jello, though, gonna find Ming, finally shutting down that lockdown potential that this Killjoy has, and now 3v3 on site. They will get the plant down. 2 members of Fisher, though, rounding the corner. They have the weaker weaponry. It all just comes down to if they can find that aim. Saints, once again, as we mentioned, need to be able to hold this line and also get away with a lot of weapons out of it. Mortappen gonna find Logan. That's a good start. Or you're gonna be taken down as well, and it all comes down to Clair. Absolutely mega in map 1. And just doing their job since then, and Sushi will say, no moss. I will clear the round out, and that's going to be a 6th for the side of St. Clair. Those health bars blinking red, but nonetheless still holding their own. Now it just comes down to their aim. Can they continue to hold the lead? Can they continue to push forward? Mortappen even going to buy up for Ems here, and it's not full buys. It's just that one light shield. It's like with that Odin, oh so scary down B.
Yeah, Sova Odin, we haven't really seen it get taken out yet. I would say desperate times. Fisher, though, they're feeling good. This might be one of those plays, especially if St. Clair stacks this garage. This could be an absolute nightmare for them. Dart and Odin spam are sure to come any moment now. He's got all the info he's looking for. Finds the kill onto Borge. Odin, Sova has just such a nasty duo. And Fisher, it's the timing of when they brought it out. They hadn't brought it out one time, and they catch the Saints on a perfect push in garage. That is exactly what Psych was looking for. He gets all that value. They're going to keep this site cleared for the time being, and these Saints are going to be split on the map now.
Yeah, Ascent walls are like paper a lot of the time. There's so many thin walls to just be able to blast through no matter where you are. I mean, you look at the wall in Heaven on A, here on B as well. The orb picked up, and Psych is not even going to contest it, but Shock Dart's going to now come through. Lots of damage taken by Sushi. Down to where they want to execute, trying to stake their claim. Another Recon Bolt is going to come out.
Standing ahead.
To make sure they aren't pushing up here. They have sort of rotated back around to A with that man advantage. As we mentioned, Fish so devastating when they have extra members on that.
Yeah, going to be a lot slower of a push from St. Clair. They're still so split. Only 40 seconds left. Not that it takes forever to get onto site, but you still have that Killjoy to get through. You potentially have that Sova with the Odin sitting on the other side of that wall. And Psych, we know how good he has played today. That is a dangerous, dangerous man. Still has that Owl Drone in his back pocket, too. This could be absolutely massive for Psych. If the Saints push, Nightball going to come through. I don't think he's going to give up on this angle, though. That Nano Swarm, too, beautifully timed. 15 seconds left. The Saints might run into an absolute wood chipper. He's going to send out that Recon Bolt. Ming and Dory, though, going to be the 2 to pick that one up. The Odin drawing enough attention for the Saints to end up taking those 2 kills. Ming, though, still working on a market here. Make it 3 for Mr. Ming. That utility now working it off with that rifle. Fisher, double digits now.
That was a big round because, as we mentioned, it was a lot on the heads of St. Clair there. They need to push back and put some sort of effort forward, and now it feels like they're in force territory. You look at what they're purchasing, it's all over the place. You know, there's a Stinger picked up, there's a couple of Vandals picked up, they're just trying to find anything that they can. M's gonna be popping that Tour de Force though, so you're gonna have to keep that in mind. Logan though with the knives available, this is oh so dangerous for the side of Saints. You lose this one, you might be just going out with a whimper once again.
You want to
It comes
play,
down to the
let's
execution.
play.
Can they make it happen? Can this Tour de Force find value? They need to find multiple members with it.
Yeah.
Ran through the smoke, Dory. Not able to find
some
too much
tags.
damage yet. I think that was damage through the Odin once again. They know that B is not an option now.
Yeah, Sushi trying to get up in this mid area, trying to work his way toward Pizza. Ming, though, he has been so good. We'll call him Ming's Market. Sitting up in that area, he has been locking that part of the map down for a majority of this game. See what kind of offensive strategy the Saints are going to go with this time. It's going to be that A mid split right now, trying to decide what they want to do. A couple members grouped up on Catwalk here. Clark going to get run out here. Going to have to try to shut that door. The Blade Storm, though, going to be good to find Forge. That's a massive kill for Fisher. Dory going to hit the Shrouded Step. Oh, what a Shrouded Step. Clark, though, going to find Sushi. Ming does get shut down by that Tour de Force, but 2v4 trying to play with this Tour de Force. If Fisher doesn't get caught out here, it's going to be so tricky, but Ems might be able to catch out Cloric. Look at Psych just sitting patiently waiting with that Odin. That Omen teleport is going to come through though. See where it's going to end up here. Looks like it might be that B preference, but Psych with this Odin just waiting for someone to push.
At the very least, it's going to be a plant down for 4 tap, and
30
300
seconds
extra
left.
credit is going to be oh so important.
Spike planted.
Ems trying to hold this angle, but there's so many different angles to hold. There's two members coming up through mid. Ems needs to make a play happen now because they are potentially going to get shut down afterwards. The Tour de Force not going to find it. Drops down into logs, and now 4 tap and has to hold the angle. It's a 2v4 situation. Psych is still lurking. Will reveal their position with that. Gets destroyed right away. Ems just trying to hold anything, but gets smoked out. 4 tap and needs to find him. Finds one. Able to dodge away for just a little bit, but it won't be enough. And Fisher get to 11. Cloric finds 3 once again. It's starting to fall apart for the Saints. It looked like they had a little bit of momentum there in that first half, just pushing forward once again. But it is a repeat of the first half in terms of how these rounds have gone. 4 out of the first 5 going in Fisher's favor. Only 2 left alive. The timeout going to come through, and it's necessary. You have to call the timeout here. Your series is in the flux right now. Don't have much of a buy coming through for the side of Saints. You need to find something. Do you force this round and try and just find anything you can, catch them off guard, or are you saving for that 12th round? Are you really going to put yourselves that far up against the wall?
Oh, it's a very, very tough call. Fisher does have that lockdown available in that back pocket, so that's going to be a huge ultimate, especially on Ascent. And the Saints not playing over on that Sova, not going to have that kind of anti-lockdown utility. Fisher also couldn't really see that yellow on the green there. They're going to have that null command, and they have that Omen teleport as well, so they have a full arsenal. They're going to have a lot of nice weapons as well. The Saints, I'm not sure exactly how you're going to have to find this one. You're going to have to get a little bit creative, and ultimately, you're just going to have to win out on a couple of these fights. Sometimes it just comes down to the frags, and Fisher is finding them left, right, and center, on top of having great utility and pushing and trading everything as well.
Just trying to figure out what they've got going on. You know, their season on the line here effectively. It's the end of the season at that. You know, you just want to go out with a W. You don't want to go out this fashion in a lot of ways. You know, just falling to the streaks in a lot of ways has been the name of the game. You know, map 1, map 2, 8, 9 streaks going the opposite way. This time around, they've been able to try and interrupt them a little bit, but even still, the overall flow of the game has just gone so far into Fisher's favor. This is their map pick after all. They are confident on this one. Did they think they were going to be, you know, on series point here? Maybe, possibly. At the same time, Saints need to put together something crazy here. They've got to make the magic happen, and we've seen them do it before. It just comes down to if they can get hot exactly now.
And we mentioned Ming earlier too. He was 2-11 to start the game. I think he's like 7-13 now. He has completely turned the game around, and that's what I said. Once this guy gets going like he did the first 2 games, the Saints have the answer. They're gonna run on the side here. Ming gonna find one. Jello is gonna answer with that frenzy. Huge kill for the Saints. Cloric, nasty flank though, gonna shut down Ems. He's gonna be playing this backside of Generator, sending that grenade behind that gen, trying to find some damage. Pop flash out as well. 4 tapping finds one. Cloric gonna answer back right away, finding that frag over on Sushi. Doing some angle checks there. Paranoia gonna hit Psych there, gonna back him off for that time being. Has that shock dart. Cloric does have that null command, but he's where he thinks that Phantom is going to be enough. Fisher, they're gonna start to put the squeeze. The Odin is just too damn strong. Recon dart gonna tag out 4 tapping at least to get him to shoot that one out. They know where he is. They're just looking for the timing. Forget the timing. They're gonna find that kill under 4 tapping, and Fisher College 1 round away from taking this 3-0 win and being crowned champions of NECC.
And they catch the toes of 4 tapping down there, I think, at the end. left to speak of, and now
Match
all of your
point.
efforts go into this, Saints. You have to hold the line if this is going to be the case. Fisher done a great job of just looking to all their members to contribute. As you mentioned, Ming, rough start to the game, but still, Killjoy on defense is a whole different beast here.
Yeah.
Has that lockdown available, has that agency to just sort of stall out the game.
Basically just takes away a sight.
Yeah, you just take it away. You take it away for 12 seconds. You prevent them from really being able to execute onto it unless you have a way to kill that Killjoy ultimate in that situation. Once again, you can just lock down everything with all of your utility. It is so difficult to push through. In the 19th round here of this third map, will Fisher take the crown now? Continue to try and push forth. At the very best for them, overtime. And even then, you never know what happens there. At least you gotta get hot at the right time. You gotta get there.
We might see these dueling null commands come out. Dory not going to find the kill onto 4 tapping. Going to land a couple shots. Psych going to tag out pretty much that entire team with that owl drone. Going to send in the dart there. See what he can muster up here for information. Fisher being down to 4 men. They do have the lockdown, and they do have that null command as well. St. Clair, they could use their own null command to try to stop the lockdown. That looks like it's going to be the play. Ming, though, always lurking. He's going to sidestep that paranoia. 4 tapping, though, ends up on the winning end of that trade. Cleric getting tagged up here in heaven. Borge on the flank, finds a kill onto Cleric. Trying to keep this game alive for St. Clair. He's going to go shoulder to shoulder. Logan with that shorty and that dart cover so strong. Going to get one little tag onto M. Just a little bit of a tickle there. Need some utility back and forth. Logan still trying to find it with this shorty. M's, the timing isn't his. Jello is going to find that kill, holding that cross, though. St. Clair looking to stay alive one more round. We're going to see Psych with the Odin and Spawn here. Shooting up a couple of these walls. The Saints, they're going to take him out, though. M's going to find that kill. The Saints will not say die yet, but they have a whole lot of work ahead of them.
They're going to hold the line. They will keep themselves alive in this series at the very least. Just barely at that, you know, still need 5 more rounds in a row, but over there you can still hear them yelling between rounds. They don't want to lose now. They want to keep the pressure up. That's exactly what they'll have to do. Showstopper, Omen ultimate available. Flip side, though, 4 ultimates for the side of Fisher. They've got so many tools to prevent the Saints from getting absolutely anything. This round, it all comes down to the execution, though. It all comes down to the gunplay. It all comes down to whether you can hit your heads or not.
Can you hit your shots? Ultimately is the name of the game. Fisher, though, look at the ultimate economy. They have 4. Omen ultimate getting invested early. There's that Hunter's Fury looking to find these tags in Garage. Takes out Jello. Finds the tag onto Borge as well. That is a massive Hunter's Fury. Pulling that one out of the back pocket. Look at Logan on this flank. Trigger discipline on 100. The second he needs that kill, he's going to find it. That Spike's going to be down in no man's land, though. M's picking up the kill onto Psych, trying to keep this game alive. Alarm bot tag for Ming. Nano Swarm in the swing with the Phantom is going to be too much. He finds a second. It's going to be all onto M's. 4v1 to keep the Saints Valorant season alive. He's going to find one. Dory going to go down there. Looking to find the second. He will. Keeping this game alive. Not going to be enough, though. Cloric takes out M's, and Fisher College in 3-0 fashion are crowned the champions of NECC. They end up dominating the Saints. A couple of those maps, they walk away with a massive, massive win.
Overall, it just came down to the play on the day. We always said it from the beginning of the season. Any given Monday.
Yep.
And unfortunately on this Monday, Saints will go down 3-0 to Fisher College Navy. Of course, Fisher, a very strong team.
Yep.
No harm in losing to one of the best teams in the entire CVAL scene at that. So nonetheless, a good effort coming through from the Saints, though. They gave it their all, but unfortunately just not quite enough today.
Yeah, too many of those long runs ended up biting them in the behind by the end of it. They couldn't really come back, especially on that fracture. They started off so slow. That being said, though, that is, I believe, going to wrap up their Valorant season. Got to give a quick shout out. They played great in the Red Bull Campus Clutch. They had a fantastic run in CVAL. They make it to the finals of NECC. They fall short to a very, very strong team, a team that they're going to hope to play again next semester. They're going to run it back. We're going to see this team eventually down the line. They're going to hope to see what changes they can make to get back and end up taking that grand final spot. But it is getting late. That is all we will leave you guys off with tonight. Thank you for Ryan and Casper for holding down the directing and the observing for potentially our last foul stream of the semester. I know me and Adam have had an absolute blast bringing it to you guys. The Saints, they come second in NECC. They have a fantastic season. That being said, though, we will let you guys go. Thank you all for tuning in, and good night.
And then half buys on the opposite side, just trying to hold the econ down, but execute onto this B side already going so quickly. Borg's gonna find one, gonna find two. E-check coming into play though. Borg gonna get up from behind. Psych picks up another one. Now Sushi in Boathouse, just buying time for the homies to pull up. Shocker gonna come through. We'll be able to find one. Sova's caught looking the wrong way. It was greeting him at wall. I'm just trying to find anything possible. to see if they can find lots of members of Fisher here. They're going to be able to find one. Jello finds one. Going to pick up the return kill.
Wow.
Jello finds 3. They all just walk into the line of fire, and all of a sudden this round looks winnable. It's an interesting angle for them to push through. They're trying to push up through a tree, find their way back into the spawn. But look at the crossfire that they've set up here. 4-tap and Sushi just holding all these angles. Turning away for a little bit there, but Sushi sniffing something out here. Finds them. At the very least, 4-tap is going to be able to turn around, find 2 for themselves. And Fisher
And breathe there, Clair getting that pop flash ready for 3. That KJ turret bringing off into the night sky as well. Fisher looks like they have a stranglehold on this site. If you're saying, Clair, at this point, you don't want to keep giving rounds away. I was going to say you might play for the save. They will save nothing. Fisher will make that flawless.
Fisher, though, rounding the corner. They have the weaker weaponry. It all just comes down to if they can find that aim. Once again, as you mentioned, each to be able to hold this line. Also get away with a lot of weapons out of it. 4-tap's going to find Logan. That's a good start. Going to get taken down as well. It all comes down to Clair. Absolutely mega in map 1. They're doing their job since then, and Sushi will say no moss.
Come through. I don't think he's going to give up on this angle. That nano swarm too, beautifully timed. 15 seconds left. The Saints might run into an absolute wood chipper. He's going to send out that recon bolt. Ming and Dory though going to be the 2 to pick that one up. The Odin drawing enough attention for the Saints to end up taking those 2 kills. Ming though still working on a market here. Make it free for Mr. Ming. That utility now working a mid split right now, trying to decide what they want to do.